welcome back everyone, welcome back to our third broadcast of the night. We just wrapped up with the KSL earlier in the day, followed by, of course, our previous broadcast, the OSC King of the Hill, and now we are back with something a little bit different, something a little bit special, the Fresh Copy Pots Cup of Glory #1. I'm not sure if we're going to have more, not sure if we're going to be continuing this as a series, but this is an event sponsored by a community member. A person by the name of Fresh Copy Pot in the chat. Not in our chat, but in Dave Tester's chat. A big shout out to Dave Tester for facilitating for this event. And for making this tournament happen here. So again, it was a viewer from Dave Tester's chat did contribute to the prize pool, and Dave Tester has created this event. Of course, he's going to be casting over on his channel, and we are going to be casting over on our own. So two English streams here, ourselves and Dave Tester. We will eventually meet in the finals. At least I hope so. I hope we're able to kind of spread ourselves out and cover as much as we can in this event. !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back of yourselves. This is an open tournament. It is open to all players from all shapes, from all sizes, from all regions. And we are here with our first matchup, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, of Alkione, we have the Polish Zerg player representing Twisted Minds. It is Aristory. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the American Terran player, the Yellow Terran representing Berserker Esports. It is Voxer. Let's go. Again, it is an open tournament to all! !B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket just went live, and we have quite a turnout, quite a bracket before us here. A lot of amazing players, a lot of amazing matches to be had as well, and oh boy, we'll get into it. A lot of players from Europe. We even have some North Americans as well. Much love to Foxer and the like. We also even have players from Southeast Asia. I did notice Honmono slipping into that bracket as well. Not just Honmono, but Xingming, who's of course a Chinese Protoss player, and many others. Of course, we can go over the brackets after this series, after we wrap up with our first matchup, our best of 3, a TVZ. Beautiful. Here we go. And this is going to be an interesting one. I know that Foxer, of course, he did take a bit of a break from the game a couple of years ago, you know, was playing on and off more part-time, but over the past year of StarCraft, Foxer has been putting in the work. He has been putting in the hours, and that was reflected in his performance in DreamHack Atlanta, the regionals, where Foxer did better than he's ever performed before. So it's really cool to see Foxer peaking in skill this year. I'm sure that's going to be translating in the year to come in 2024. Not just that, but Foxer has also been streaming a lot, has been, of course, posting a lot of content live quite a bit on his Twitch channel, and yeah, we'll see how he can compare against a player of the likes of Aristory. Now, Aristory, he's had an interesting road. So he has been competing for a couple of years now, that is true. But on top of that, Aristory has also been hosting events. It's been really cool to see. He's been hosting his own events, sponsoring his own show matches and tournaments, and yeah, just trying to give back to the community as much as he can, especially his own Polish community as well. It's been really cool to see Aristory spread his wings. Nowadays, I think he's kind of like got his hand in content creation and in competing as well, trying to do both. But we'll see if he can, of course, keep up with Foxer. How do they compare to each other? I would like to believe that they're pretty similar in skill, but we'll see. As Foxer behind this, going for a very economic opener, going for a third CC before Starport, so very economic here by our Yellow Terran player. Likewise, across the map, Aristory going to be going for a hatch gas pull into a third base standard opener from our Zerg player. Economic opener out of our Terran. So nothing too wild here in the early game. Everything kind of looking as it should. There's no kind of earlier aggression or anything like that. We have our add-on swap on the way, and there is the starport. Now we'll see if there's a tech lab on this Rax, or if we go for a vanilla Rax instead. There's potential to go into something like Cloak Banshees, or we could just go into Hellions alongside a Liberator instead. Speaking of, Reaper going to be dancing with the army. Oh, trying to pick up a tumor, but so far good movement here out of Aristory. Does zone away that Reaper. Back at home, Tech Lab is on the way. We are poised for an add-on swap. If we do go for it, that will lead into Banshee production. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards here as the Tech Lab does complete, and there's that lift. There's the add-on swap. It's going to be a third CC into Cloak Banshee. So again, pretty standard setup here from our yellow Terran. With this, we can of course have access to, or potential for, economic damage. Hellions going to be threatening one end, we're going to have Cloak Banshees threatening the other. It's going to be on Aristri to defend and to recognize what's going on. Big stay out coming in as the Overlord does dive into the main base, and we do get eyes on the 1-1-1. Meanwhile, Hellions trying to pick up some of these creep tumors, unable to, unfortunately. The tumors will survive. Overlord does confirm the researching tech lab, so we're fully aware of the Cloak Banshees, and we should soon be focusing on queen production and soon be throwing down spore crawlers. So really good scout there from Aristri. Back at home, he's just droning. As we mentioned, spore crawlers are on the way. We have a spore in every single mineral line so far, and the Hellions have yet to really deal too much damage. But there's going to be an opportunity when the Banshees arrive. Not just because the Banshees can deal damage, but because they can distract the Queens. Ideally, you have one or the other, where the Banshees come in, they drag the Queens to one end, and then the Hellions can dive into a mineral line, or the other, where the Hellions keep the Queen busy, and then the Banshee goes in and gets more damage done. It's going to be on Aristri to defend. It's going to be on Aristri to try to split up his forces and keep up with the movement here of the Terran. Behind this, we are getting into our tech of choice. It's going to be a standard opener. It's going to be a lair first into Baneling Nest. So this is going to be a prioritization of Baneling's speed. We're going to be delaying 1-1 upgrades in favor of Baneling. So just a really safe way to play here overall. Very standard play out of Aristri. You can see the Queens are being dragged over here by the Banshee, as we mentioned. The Hellions, they go for the dive. There are a handful of Lings in position, but that's a lot of Hellions. The Hellions then burning their way through. They do work their way through the Lings, and now we can go for the mineral line. We do bust in. Drones are under fire. They're going to be lining up. 5 workers go down. So I say 5, 7 drones do fall here. Good damage being dealt by Foxer. At the same time, the Banshee is not done. We're getting a couple workers here at the natural base. 9 workers go down in total. The Hellions, some of them can escape, as it looks like they will all be shut down. But pretty good damage. Remember, like, Hellions, they do kind of fall off into the mid-game. They don't scale amazingly as the game goes on. So very nice damage dealt here by Foxer. Able to roast up 10 workers. Banshees are still alive, by the way, so they can still threaten the Queens and still threaten the mineral lines. As Foxer's getting into his third base saturation. Again, Aristri, he was looking so good up until this point. He was doing so well keeping up with the Hellions and the Banshees, but alas, we were pulled apart. And Foxer, he is in this. Behind this, we have our gases being taken. That is a second factory on the way. This tells us that Foxer is going for a 4cc. He's going for a bit of a longer game. Setting up into a more macro game, which makes sense on Alcyone. I know that we didn't really get to talk about it. This is our 4cc, as if on cue. But again, as we were mentioning, Alcyone is very much so a macro-oriented map. There are a lot of bases to be taken. Your 3 and 4 base setup is very well defended here with these points of elevation, with these ramps, with the high ground. Of course, we can expand here on the right-hand side, and then we can take the goal base as a 5th as well. So, yeah, Foxer, he can really get into the swing of things here, and it's going to be on Aristri to try to bounce back. And what is the plan here? Aristri, he's barely ahead in workers. Ooh, a little bit supply blocked. He's going to be making 4 Overlords behind this. Getting into Lingbane. Now, Aristri has options. He can go Lingbane Hydra, he can go Lingbane Muta with Aspire, he can go into a fast infestation pit and go Lingbane into Ultra Play instead. We'll see how he does refine himself here. Lingbane for now, but this is kind of the basis for a multitude of different compositions. Double jump does come in. So for our hot pickup, we do avoid those Lingbane. You avoid them. Gonna be able to back up, gonna be able to drop here on the other side of the rocks. So far, Foxer able to maintain his army. Aristri is keeping up, trying to knock down these rocks, make it a little bit easier to defend on his side of the map. Behind this 4th base being taken, interesting location, going for the linear 4th here, instead of expanding on the right-hand side. Your Marine's gonna be pushing in. Foxer trading with the Lingbane. Oh! Decent target firing, but a handful of Marines do go down. That's 7 Marines falling. Oof, that was brutal. This was once 2 medevacs full of Marines, now only 1. Good connection out of Aristri. Creep is being denied. It is being cleaned up on both ends. Overall, Foxer still maintains his position here as he establishes his 4th base. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice. It is going to be the Hydra Den for Aristri. So Lingbane Hydra here, a pretty common composition in this matchup. Pretty standard is what I should say. The Lingbane Hydra, we do have our Infestation Mid on the way to get the Hive Tech. This could lead into something like Lurker Tech, but for the most part, Lingbane Hydra into Viper is a solid enough composition until we do get to late game. And we have a tri-pronged attack. We have Reinforcements pushing to the left-hand side. We have a double drop here in the center. Banelings will connect, and we have a Mind Drop here on the right. Aristery doesn't react in time. A bit of a late reaction, but he will keep those drones alive. Able to pull away at the same time. The Queens! The Queens overextend into tank fire. One Queen falls. But Aristery, he cleans up the double drop. He cleans up, sorry, the Mind Drop even. Now we can focus on his defenses here on towards the left-hand side. He's keeping up with the drop play as well. So far, so good. Aristery is keeping up. Oh, God! The Baneling's not quite connecting. The medevacs are so low. And Foxer does back off. He retreats here to his 4th base, where he's got 2 more CCs on the way. There would be 5th and 6th. We should be keeping them as orbitals for now, though. These Banelings are rolling in. Good connections! We even shut down that Widowmine as well. Aristery catching out some of the army. He is maxed out, working on 2-2. The creep is looking decent enough for Aristery. It's going to be a rough position to engage. Foxer's tanks are so exposed. Lingbane going to be crashing on in. One tank goes down, but the other does survive. And that was a big overextension out of Aristery. Yeah, losing most of his Lingbane. He does have to pull back. Does have reinforcements. Trying to fight on creep. Lingbane coming in from behind. Collapses on the tank. Big mine shot going up. But the tank does fall. And Aristery, he can back off from here. He doesn't have to engage. He did lose a lot of Lingbane though. Aristery in a bit of trouble here. Force the morph in, but here we go. Foxer, he smells blood in the water. Yeah, starter steps forward. There's no Banelings ready. Without any Banelings, we are snowballing out of control. These Banelings will not finish. They've barely done. They finish up just in time. We get some decent connections, and can we barely hold on? We can. Medevac does fall. We can see Foxer rallying everything across the map. He knows that he is so close to breaking Aristery. So close to breaking the Zerg. Desperately, we need more Banelings. Banelings are being morphed in. Hive Tech is on the way. Aristery on a decent drone count on 92. He has an economy, but he needs larva. Something that Aristery has been missing is injects. We are lacking injects here. We are lacking larva. We have 1k minerals in the bank, and Aristery cannot spend his money. Ay. Just too many queens have fallen. Yeah, we only have 5 queens here with the 6 spaces that we have. Meanwhile, Foxer going to be expanding, taking his 5th, getting more CCs up and running. Aristery, he has a moment to breathe. He's recovering, he's rebuilding, remaxing. We're mixing in some investors. Interesting choice. There's potential, definitely, as we're going for a double drop on the right-hand side and a singular mine drop here towards the left. Drop is going to be deflected. Creep is receding. Drop comes in. 2 of mines will burrow and up. No reaction. No reaction. 11 drones go down. Good damage being dealt here from Foxer. 11 more workers on the way. At the same time, push on the right-hand side. Aristery having a hard time keeping up. Again, good trades here. Kiting off of creep. Speaking of, again, very limited creep spread here for Aristery. He's barely connecting his bases. He has no presence on the map. And Foxer has been left untouched. This is a greedy 5th. No planetary, by the way. This is wild. This space is so exposed, so vulnerable. But Aristery doesn't know. He is not aware of the base. He's been stuck defending. And he hasn't had time to think about attacking. And as a result, Foxer is just getting away with murder at this point, especially once he gets his gas up and running. Behind this, Ghoster on the way, 333 in production as well, more orbitals. Foxer is getting into his game. Meanwhile, it's going to be Lingbane Hydra into Ultra, not into Lurkers. Okay, we have our late game composition of choice. I don't know how I feel about it. Ultras are okay if we're able to fight on creep, but there's no creep. That's the problem, is that creep is receding left and right. And without map control, Ultra's going to have a hard time really engaging. They're going to have a harder time pushing into these entrenched positions as well. Double drop going to be forced back. Trying to spread as much creep as possible. We have how many infestors? 2 infestors here with the main army. With a handful of bungles. More CCs on the way. And so far, oh my god, I was curious. Foxer even mining from the gold from the other side. Okay, not bad. It's got around half a base. Not too bad here. even sending some of his SCVs across the map, which is a wise choice. Foxer, he's on 93 SCVs. He has too many workers at this point. He has to get rid of them. He has to refine his army, pushing into the left-hand side. He will knock down this base. Force to cancel. More creep is proceeding. Big Link counterattack, catching some ghosts. Foxer, does he pick up? Clutch lift there. Workers are saved. Bases are being scouted. And now History, he's aware of the gold. Kind of. We're finally going to be pushing out. History, yeah, pushing towards that gold base. Gets eyes on the mining. More mine shots going to be going off as well. And can we get a kill on the CC? Looks like not quite. Big snipes go off. Good engage here out of Foxer. Does clean up a lot of those Hydras. Forcing back the army. Re-establishing these bases. I'll be honest, I've seen Zerg players, I've seen Dark expand like this. I haven't seen the Terran expand like this. Not quite. Oh, the ghosts! The ghosts are being left behind! Ooh, this is a rough trade here for Foxer. A lot of ghosts going to be going down. The Bailings, they will engage. They will crash in. The split's not good enough. Nowhere near. We catch the Marauders as well. This was a big blow for Foxer. That was 7 ghosts going down. 5 Marauders. You can see Foxer plummet in supply. That was a really rough fight. An expensive loss there for Foxer. That's why he's hurting so much here. He has a bank to rebuild, but he needs time. And suddenly, Aristry has momentum. These fringe bases are getting up and running. Aristry remaxing so quickly. And it takes quite some time to rebuild those ghosts. Here we go, Aristry collapsing on board once again. We do have a handful of Liberators, but we have those Hydras. Not enough room here. We do pick up a handful of ghosts, a handful of Marauders. 13 SCVs do go down. Where are the Hydras, by the way? They were dealt with. Ooh, Aristry overcommitting, pushing into these fringe bases, pushing into the mineral line. But he's going to be losing a lot. Lings, they flood on in. SCVs are going down, but this is a big trade here for Aristry. Behind this, 29 Hydras. I understand we need some anti-air. True. But 29 Hydras is a bit much. I'm hoping that we can throw down a Spire behind this, but for now we're just committed to Lingbane Hydra. Liberators are sieging up. This position is getting fortified. Again, I'm not too fond of the lack of planetaries here. That's why these bases are so vulnerable. That's why we can push in. Speaking of, oh, these lids are exposed. 1, 2, 3 Liberators go down, and we can focus down the CC. Yeah, the base will fall. Folks are being forced further and further back. We're bleeding out some Hydras, which is probably a good thing. We probably don't need this many Hydras. Jump towards the left-hand side is going to bring down a base. Solid pick up here from Foxer. Aristry does at least have bottom right. He needs the space up and running as well. Likewise, Foxer getting another Nexus? Another planetary up. Ling Rabbi coming in, and finally Aristry, he gets eyes on these CCs. He had no idea this base was taken. He had no idea the Foxer was mining. And again, these are all orbitals. Only a handful of Lings are needed to harass. Speaking of, almost catch another CC. Once again, the Hydras will be bleeding out. Going to be forced back here as Foxer's going to be focusing his attention towards the south. At the same time, Aristry going for his own run by. And this mineral line is so exposed. And finally, we punish it. SCV is going to be going down. Army's rotating over. That's going to be 10 dead workers. As we put a couple of Hydras. We do see Aristry overextending here. Overstaying as well. But does get a mineral line. Does get 16 SCVs. Does get 16 workers. And just like that, Foxer, he is quite far behind here in the worker count. Does have mules. To be fair, he can rely on mules here. He can sustain himself. But he did lose his gold. Aristry just checking, making sure. Gonna try to collapse on this position as well. Yeah, we dive on top of the tanks. We connect here with some of these ghosts as well. Ooh, an awkward position for Foxer. He's getting caught out. A lot of ghosts and marauders do fall. From here, Aristry gonna be retreating. Meanwhile, the Ultras, remember that? Remember the Ultra Cavern? Well, we're getting into it. Ultras are on the way. I do like this. As the ghost count has been whittled away at, we've lost 11 ghosts so far. Ultra's that much more viable. Planetary is here, but we're going to be able to focus it down. Yeah, no repairs. Planetary does fall. We can get on top of the tanks as well. These are big pickups. 2, 3 tanks fall. At the same time, double drop on the right-hand side. Aristry out of position. Drones are falling as well. But we have the Ultras. We do have our Ultras to defend. Aristry taking another base. Ooh, as we have muled hard here towards the left-hand side. A bit of a mule hammer on this CC. Is getting up and running. But I do want to say that Aristry is mainly in control. I mean, I say that Foxtrot has a bank, and he still has bottom right. Aristry still has seen it, but it is a planetary. Is it going to be a little bit more difficult to actually take advantage of? On top of that, Aristry, he's falling a little bit behind when it comes to his upgrades. Never started +2 range, never threw down a Spire for Corruptors, for Brood Lords. Our tech here is lacking for our Zerg player. Now, Lingbane Hydra can be okay if we're taking fights. Like, if we're engaging in the center of the map, like, that's what this is for. When it comes to pushing into, like, entrenched siege lines, a little bit less so. Thankfully, there aren't actually that many tanks. So they do come in from the left-hand side. We can see Aristry trying to collapse on this position. We dive on top of the tank. We get at least a tank. Get the skin. Shows the fungal. Ooh, decent fungal. But where's the follow-up? Mainly Hydras. This Zerg army is gonna melt. And likewise here on the left-hand side, the Ultras went down as well. That was an expensive loss for Aristry, and now he's in a lot of trouble. He threw away his Ultras, he threw away his Hydras. We spoke about this, but pushing into a defensive line like this with Lingbane Hydra, not ideal. You can take fights on the map, but pushing into bases, that's a different story. And you can see Foxtrot take an amazing trade. Aristry, he needs time to remax. He lost so much. Yeah, this goal base is going to be denied. We can see Aristry, he wants to try to collapse on this position, but mainly with Lings. We'll take down some of these ghosts. They were left behind. 2 ghosts go down. And we're going to chase this down, actually. We want some more of these ghosts. We will get them. But more ghosts get caught out. SCV is going to be crashed into by those banelings. At the same time, we have Ultras pushing towards the south, getting into these planetaries. Planetary is going to be denied, but Aristry did overextend a little bit once again. And Aristry, he's burning through his bank. He's running out of money. He needs this gold base up and running. Oof. Yeah, without it, you can see the Aristry, he has no minerals. No, where are we going? Oh, we need to get the gold. And without it, Foxtrot's going to max out first. Again, Foxtrot, he's had the better economy for most of this game, and he continues to maintain the better economy here with all these CCs. Is running out of minerals in some of these areas. Is a little bit oversaturated, true. The gold still not being mined from. And again, this army from Aristry is being outscaled. Like, the reality is that this Ghost Liberator army here is outscaling Aristry. We can catch it, goes from pushing into this. It's not going to work out. We get a fungal, but that's it. We only get the fungal. Drones are falling. Double Liberator here towards the top left. The economy for Aristry is crippled, and he cannot remax. Not anymore. Foxtrot snowballing out of control. It was a back and forth. Foxtrot, though, he did have a lot of momentum from the early game, from the early to mid game here. And he can stand and deliver. No Banelings, he can just stim and win. The snipes go off. The Hydras go down. And Foxtrot, he has done it. He's broken the army here of Aristry. We have a handful of Lings on the way. They're trickling in. Not the best trade for the Zerg player. Behind this, still no mining towards the top left. These libs are getting out of hand. This is also why Corruptors are necessary. Corruptors could be peeled away to deal with these. Hydras take so long to traverse the map. Again, the libs, they do reign supreme. Good EMP here on some of these infestors. Corruptors are coming in, but it may just be too little too late. Aristry is in a lot of trouble. He's long distance mining. The libs, they don't stop. as they come in from both angles, from both ends. Aristry down at 256 drones. And here comes the Lib Ghost. How many Liberators do we have? We have 15 Libs, we have 9 Ghosts. More drones are falling here. Again, with Lib range, these spores are not good enough. Not anymore. We have our Corruptors here towards the bottom right, trying to keep up with the main army. Space is going to be denied. And again, Foxer is maxed out here. He's at 200 supply. Shuts down bottom right, denying top left. And now we can push in. Keep on pushing. We do have some Ling Bane here on the ground. We can maybe catch Foxer off guard with it, maybe, but Bane the connections are good. But GG gets called. There's not much else behind this, and Foxer will take game number 1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Again, Foxer was so aggressive and so assertive in this game. Trading insanely well here with his first bio push as well, and Aristry, he was kind of stuck defending for a long time there. He was stuck on the back foot, stuck trying to maintain his bases, maintain his creep, and as a result, Foxer was so greedy. He was so greedy behind it, taking the top left very quickly, taking the goal base as well, and it took a very long time for Aristry to realize what was happening, and for Aristry to gain enough map control to start harassing, and by the time he did, it did feel a little bit too late. Did feel a little bit too late. Not just that, not just the fact that Foxer got away with such a booming economy. On top of that, we also had Aristry overextending quite often and sticking with a mid-tier army, sticking with Ling Bane, Hydra, not really incorporating too many spellcasters. He had like a couple of Vipers and a couple of Infestors here and there, but never really fully made use of them. And yeah, we saw him have some really rough engagements pushing into these like entrenched positions here with Ghosts, Marines, Tanks, Liberators. That was some rough trades. But with that, Foxer does take a lead. It's a best of 3. I know that we've been casting a lot of best of 1s tonight. We just wrapped up with OC King of the Hill, but now we can indulge in our best of 3s in a longer series, a more back and forth. I'm hoping for an ace match, but we'll see. We shall see. Here we go. We're getting ready for game number 2. I shouted to Bruno in the chat. Oh, Orsa. Ah, thank you. Hope you enjoyed the show matches. Hope you enjoyed the games. Big shout out to Dolan. Big shout out. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have a red Zerg player. A Polish Zerg representing Twisted Minds. It is Aristry. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the player leading this series 1-0. The American Terran representing Berserker Esports. It is Foxer. Major Glory in the chat. I saw a Greater Spire. Yeah, there was a Spire, there was a Greater Spire towards the end, but again, that was all late. It was all insanely late, and I mean, by the time we saw Corruptors, by the time we would have seen Broodlords as well, Foxer just had too much momentum at that point. He had just too much map control, and too many trades had gone his way. Aristry was being pulled apart, and we'll see how he does adapt here in game number 2. What I will say is that game 1 on Alcyone, as we mentioned at the time, is very much so lends towards late game play and just macro play, just because of how defendable a lot of these bases are. So Foxer was able to take full advantage of that. Aristry wasn't able to really take advantage of the map itself, and the map was working against Aristry. It did feel that way. Here on Solaris, I would say it's easier to be aggressive, and if we decide to stay on Ling Bane Hydra the way that Aristry did in game 1, he would have more success here on game 2. He'd have more success on Solaris. So if he did want to play that style again, I think it'd serve him a little bit better. But we shall see, as the SCP Scout is going to be moving across the map. Just getting confirmation of the hatch timing, making sure that it is indeed a hatch gas pool. Standard opener here from our Zerg player. The GG was thrown down. The spray. And the Aristry behind this is going to be setting up his third base. So again, standard opener from both players, from both our Zerg and our Terran. Now I imagine we're going to be seeing another third CC before Starport, but we'll see. We'll keep our eye on Boxer. Also, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Hello, Colossal Gulp in the chat. Oh, back. Hope everyone's been having a good time. Reaper does rock up. Oh, gonna be dancing with those lings. Doesn't quite get any lings though, and the queens come out just in time. God, those lings got very low. Ooh. But the stream will hold. Yeah, big shout to everyone in the chat. I saw Aistan did arrive first in the chat as well. Oh, as we barely did not get the tumor. Shout out to Aistan, shout out to Frost, of course. We have Easy Phil, Yaku, Yaku. Go to bed, Yaku, go to bed. Colossal Tracks NL, Major Glory, welcome, welcome. Hope you're all having a great day. Maybe having a great weekend full of StarCraft. Again, our third broadcast of the day. Let's go. All in the casting. We don't stop. Not here. Not on the CranKy Ducklings. I was very tempted to go from OC King of the Hill into a replay cast into this event, but the chat did convince me to take a break, so I had like an hour to get some food and to rest up before diving into this. Shout out to the chat. As we have our opener, and this time it's a 1-1-1. This time there is no third CC, so a very aggressive opener here out of Boxer, rushing into a much faster add-on swap, a much faster BHG. Look, Banshees are on the way. So Boxer, there is going to be a lot of pressure on him. So Boxer, he has chosen not to throw. Oh my god, we throw down a Rax as well. A very delayed third. This could even lead into a 2-base all-in. That's going to be 3 Rax set up here on 2 bases. The third base is heavily delayed here, and we are building up quite a hefty army. Show us what you got. Overlord dives in, we get confirmation of the Raxes, we get confirmation of the Starport already done with the Researching Cloak. And we'll see if Aristry can put 2 and 2 together. The fact that these Raxes are very early and there is no CC, there is no command center. Well, good positioning! Very slick moves. Aristry does get in position, does wall off. Hellions are going to be threatening a dive towards the would-be 4th. Rotating around, Queens are keeping up. We have plenty of links here in position as well. Remember, the Hellion dive in game 1 killed 10 workers. It was from that moment that Foxtra was in the driver's seat. Speaking of, Banshee rocks up on the right-hand side. We do have a Spore in position. That's 2 more. This is a 2-base all-in. That is 2 more Raxes, 5 Rax on 2 bases. Straight up 2-base all-in here out of Foxtra. It's all or nothing for our American Terran. We go from a long macro game in game 1 into hyper aggression in game 2. Let's go. And Aristry is still not aware. Like, he does see the delayed third, that is true, but he doesn't know how committed this is. We do have a lair on the way, we do have a Baneling Nest as well. Thankfully, Aristry isn't cutting corners. He isn't delaying his lair to go into faster upgrades. So Aristry basically is going to be prioritizing Baneling speed, which is a good thing. Baneling speed is going to be on the horizon here for our Zerg player. But will it come out in time? Because we're building up more Marines, Stim, +1, combat shields, tank count getting higher and higher as well for Boxer. It's going to be quite a hefty army. We may even pull the boys. Not going to lie, we may just pull the boys with this as well. Why not? Double upgrades with double Evo chambers. Aristry has joined up to 74. Oh, we went running up even further. This could kill us, by the way. Aristry is joining up to 80. I was gonna say up to 70 would be like the max that I would go for, but Aristry, he's being so greedy. I don't think he realizes what's been going on. Aristry, he's not aware of how much danger he's under, and here we go. We're pushing in from the left-hand side towards the fresh mining 4th base. Lings are amassing. We have 5 Banelings to defend. Boy. Here we go, the army stimming on forward. We are woefully underprepared. These Banelings are not going to connect. They're slow Banes, bear that in mind. We can be aggressive, we can be proactive, we can shut this down. But these Banelings, they do barely finish. Okay, Foxer slowly taking his time here, edging his way towards the fourth. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Aristry. Aristry's got 22 Lings in production. Time is on his side. Hatchery is going to be going down, but we need to keep going. Lings, they come in from behind as well. We're getting on top of the tanks. The Marines will stand strong. It looks like one tank is not going to go down. Foxer, he maintains this position. Both tanks survive. We should be denying the space once again. And Aristry, he needs to build up. He needs to bank up. Ooh, Overlord's going to be falling. We could even get supply blocked. The Overlords. I do think that Foxer could have been a little bit more aggressive. I think he could have been more assertive earlier, I'll be honest. But we'll see if he can still pull this off. He throws down a third. No shot. Very late third base here from Foxer. And bearing in mind, he may have killed the base, but Aristry, he saved the drones. The drones did survive. And again, the longer this goes on, the better it is for Aristry. We can see Foxer transitioning out of this all in. Can he pull this off? Failing speed is now done. Does peel off a couple units, does come across the would-be fourth, will force a cancel. Very nicely done. Fourth base is cancelled. Late rotation here from Aristry. Lane round by gets cleaned up. Aristry knocked down to 3 bases. This is still good for Foxer. This is okay. Aristry still has an insane drone count, but not able to mine efficiently. We are going for the drop into the main base. Very efficient trade here. A lot of Lings go down. Good target, but back. Good target firing. Banelings go down. Lings as well. We get on top of the Queen. At the same time, we're pushing our way in between the bases. Not a lot of Marines here, but it's going to be enough. GG gets called as we break the Zerg player, and Foxer will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. I was concerned that Foxer was taking a little bit too long with his all-in. That he had killed the fourth base, but he needed more of a fire lit under him. Despite that, though, it was still more than enough. And again, Aristry was too greedy. He droned up to 80 against a 2-base all-in. He should have died to the first push, I'll be honest. Aristry was far too greedy there, just far too economic. Didn't realize what was happening, didn't realize that an all-in was coming his way. And Aristry was caught with his pants down, and congratulations. Congratulations for Foxer for taking the win. GG, well played. With that, Foxer will advance on into the next round, where he has his next opponent ready and waiting. Here we go as I slip into some DMs here. And we can take a moment here to have a look at the brackets. One moment. Here we go. Bam. And as we get ready for the bracket, a big shout out to Senor Sadsak. Oh, papi. Gracias, gracias. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 4 months. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Oh, the fresh pots. See, papi. The fresh pots. Ay, ay, ay. But thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for the support. We always do appreciate it. And we can have a look at the bracket here. I look at these matches. A lot of games. Oh my god, we already have a player in the quarterfinals. A couple, actually. Let's catch up. So as the players are conducting their vetoes, we have Snogstar, who took down Heaven SC 2-0 against Snogstar, is a Polish Zerg player, and I do rate him quite highly there. He's going to be going up against Skillus in the next round. Best of luck to Snogstar. Fun fact, the first like week I casted Snogstar, I kept calling him Snorlax. Like, I just couldn't stop myself. I just kept calling him Snorlax. But he's up against Skillus. Winner goes up against Baby Marine. Baby Marine, he 2-0'd Middle VK. Big win there for the Italian Terran. We were casting Baby Marine earlier today in the OC King of the Hill, and he is on fire tonight, taking down some big names. And he's going to be quite an opponent for either Snogstar or Skillus. Meanwhile, Wayne does take down Gref 2-0 and does advance on into the quarterfinals as well, waiting for either Jimmy or Agent Stang. Jumi, of course, going to be the favorite player there, but best of luck to Agent Stang, as he is a more amateur player. We have, of course, Geralt up against 3-Point. 3-Point did 2-0 Aihatsu. 3-Point, of course, the Korean Zerg player. He's going to be facing off. Against 3-Point. That's going to be a really good ZVP, facing off against Geralt. Below them, we have our next series, our next matchup. We have Foxer going up against the most honorable of Monorables. Let's go. The most honorable of Monorables. It's going to be Foxer versus Honmono in a TVT. Oh boy. I don't know if Foxer is ready for what the hell is about to happen, because Honmono is an animal. I'm ready for it. Below them, we have Christiana versus Holden SC. Ooh, Holden did take down Xing Ming, so pretty big win. That was a PvP, I believe. That was a PvP between Holden and Xing Ming. Did take him down 2-1. Now up against Christiana in another PvP. And we have Hydra versus Matt, currently mid-series winner up against Nickrat in round number 2. So quite a lot of matches are underway. The first round is almost completely wrapped up, and we'll soon be getting into all of round number 2. And, of course, future rounds thereafter. So, a lot of matches up ahead of us. A lot of matches. Catching up. Did you get ramen? Ramen? No, I had some leftover shakshuka. Had some shakshuka. It was good. I like Foxer, but I like to see all-ins lose more. No, all-ins, they never lose. They never lose. Catching up. It was a macro build. He took a copium, papi, copium. It was a macro build. He took a third, papi. He took a third. True, true. So honorable. Aye, aye, aye. But Oxer, sorry, Oxer? Looks like Foxer, he did ask for a minute. He asked for a minute here, so we're going to be giving him some time to just get himself sorted, get himself up and running for our TVT. No Foxer slander. It's not. There's no slander in saying that he all-ins, Pap. What do you mean? What do you mean? Be proud. Be proud, Pap. Own it. Cheese the hell out of her history. Mate, who two-base all-ins in TVZ? Who does that? Crazy. I'm talking about our series, though. Talking about our TVT. Honmono is going to be an interesting one. If you're familiar with the most honorable of Monorables, Honmono is very cheesy. He is the cheesiest Terran player in all of Korea. But Honmono actually plays macro against Terran. It's like his, not his only, but like, yeah, TVT is like probably the most macro that we see Honmono. Not just macro though. We do see Honmono also play mech. You know, sometimes Hon Mech comes out instead of Hon Macro, and we could be here for a while if the mech comes out, Papi. Not gonna lie, not gonna lie. Honmono, he's willing to slow the game down in TVT. Likewise, though, he's also willing to speed things up. Something to bear in mind, and something that I can confirm, is that Honmono is messaging me right now. He is hella tired. So here in Australia, it is 6:30 in the morning. We've been casting all night. We've been casting all night, Papi, all night. It is 6:30 in the morning, and Honmono, I think he's like an hour behind. I don't know what time it is in Japan. I'm not sure the time in Japan, but I think it's like 5 or 4 a.m. in Japan. So, Honmono, he is not feeling it right now. He's barely holding on, but he's becoming delirious. He's delusional. God, he's spamming me. Advantage, folks. True. Exactly. Does have that advantage. Alright, but here we go. We're loading on in. You can hear the beeps. Lobby has been made. Vetoes are done. And Foxer is ready. Let's go. Let us go. As game number 1 is going to be on Oceanborn. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the yellow Terran player representing Team Hyper 1, the South Korean Terran living in the land of Japan. It is Hon Mono. Oh, hello. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, about to be Proxy 2rax. Where is that second SCV headed, by the way? We have our American Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Berserker Esports. It is Boxer. Hello, Mr. SCV. Where we going? We're going behind the mineral line. Let's go. So, for those of you that were here in OSC King of the Hill, the final game in OSC King of the Hill was a TVT between Spirit and Baby Marine, and it was like a 1-minute game. Spirit did just this. Spirit, he went for a 2rax Reaper opener. Sorry, Proxy 2rax Reaper, and unfortunately, Baby Marine, he went double racks, Reactor first. Baby Marine, he went Reactor first. Reaper showed up, there was nothing to defend, Factory was denied, it was delayed, and Spirit won with 2 Reapers. It was so sad. But this is exactly what happened between Spirit and Baby Marine. We'll see if Boxer hopefully goes Reaper first. I do like that it went double gas, so this means a faster Factory is going to be on the way. We need that Reaper, though, to be able to hold on. The boy's going to have to be pulled as well. There it is, Reaper is on the way. Thankfully, not Reactor first. Whew. Feels good, man. But wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? This is not Proxy Reaper. Proxy Marine? Papi. This is why Hon Mono is the cheesiest Terran player in South Korea. Ay. Here we go. We're going Proxy Marine here in the natural. We have a bunker rush on the way. Boxer now sees, and now he's throwing down a bunker of his own. But yeah, I kind of want to favor Boxer here a little bit. Like, these Marines are taking a lot of damage already. That's the power of the Reaper. You can regenerate HP here as soon as we back off. Ooh, but the bunker is going to be denied. It's going to be delayed there. 2 Marines go down already. Big loss for Hon Mono. Bit of miscontrol there, and with that, we are running out of DPS. We're running out of units, so the 3rd Marine is so very low, and Boxer's holding. Like, this is not working, Papi. Oh, we have a proxy in the main. Boxer with the proxy. He gets scattered. Hon Mono sees. He gets eyes on the proxy factory. Meanwhile, again, pushing up this ramp. Oh, we lose another Marine, and this is... It feels like it's falling on its face here. Hon Mono going to be responding back at home with a factory. We'll deny the factory of his opponent at least. But, yeah, there's a reason why typically when we go for a proxy 2rax in TVT, it's 2rax Reaper. Because we can, like, jump into the main, we can avoid the ramp, we can go in from behind, get some SCV kills. This is a Hon Mono game. This is what's happening right now. I don't know. That's going to be a kill, not a salvage. So a bit of a late salvage there from Hon Mono. Boxer building up here his Cyclones. He has a hefty lead, looking very strong as the Raxes have to float back. We are going for Proxy Marauder. We float over, we hop over towards the low ground, and Tech Labs are on the way. It's going to be a one-way soul in from Hon Mono. All or nothing. Cyclone does arrive. Boxer likewise moving out across the map, trying to catch some of these Marines. Oh, Reaper. Reaper gets caught out. Likewise, you have to be very careful here with this Cyclone. CC is on the way. Uh-oh. Boxer's expanding. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that it's Hon Mono, Papi. It's the most honorable of honorables as Proxy Marauder is on the way. We have Concussive Shell in production. Boxer behind this is going to be going for a Cyclone drop, but Marauders can trade very well against Cyclones. We scan, we shut down the Cyclone. Good catch here. Marauder does arrive. The jig is up. That Marauder is a big tell now. Boxer knows. Can he hold though? Concussive Shell still not done. We cannot bring this down. Hon Mono, I feel like he's showing his hand a little bit early. We'll delay the CC. Again, good juggling so far out of Boxer, focusing down those Marines. Gets the Cyclone. Gets the Marauders. Cleans everything up. Both Cyclones survive just as the Concussive Shell finishes. Again, that was an anti-timing out of Hon Mono. If he had waited a couple more seconds, Concussive Shell would have made the world of difference, especially with those first 2 Marauders. Gonna have a bit of an easier time dealing with this with the second wave. But Foxer, he's holding on to his natural, building up more Cyclones. Again, third CC. He's crazy. Third CC on the way. Foxer, the confidence. Throwing down that third CC in the main base while he's being all in. Cyclones are amassing. Good target firing. One of those Cyclones does go down. So does the second, but we clean up all the Marauders that have no longevity here. The Marauders get picked off. The Cyclones barely survive, but Homeowner has no momentum left. And then my Cyclone of Foxer. We're pushing in. Behind this, Homeowner is expanding. He's throwing down the CC. Production is being camped. We have found those Raxes. Oh, here comes the reinforcements. The surround. The surround. Marauder gets picked off a Cyclone as well. Looks like we should clean this up. This Foxer will be losing his entire army. Oh my god. Can we keep pushing? Foxer a little bit too cavalier there. Does pull back, has one Cyclone to defend. Homeowner has potential. He now has a medevac to actually sustain his army. We have 3 Marauders and 1 Cyclone versus 1 Cyclone and 2 Ravens. We're pushing in. Additional Cyclones on the way. Good target firing out of Homeowner. Does pull back. Ooh, but that medevac goes down. Big pickup. Running out of auto touch, running out of energy. SCVs are falling. Really good economic damage, and we're just rallying in. No shot. Hot Mono! He gets the Cyclone. There's one left. There's soon to be none left. Every single Cyclone goes down. We break through, and were we too greedy getting that third CC? A little bit. 12 SCVs go down. Bunker is on the way. Hot Mono is breaking through, but the Banshee arrives. Oh my god, we have Cloak? No Cloak. No Cloak here. Cyclones are rallying across the map. Hot Mono shutting down another Cyclone. Take a lot of damage, forcing Foxer on 1 base economy. Hot Mono up in mining, up in economy at this point. He has his natural. Foxer does not. Foxer is being forced further back into his main base. Cyclones have arrived, and we have too much. No shot. We have far too much at this point. We're down to 1 Cyclone and 1 Banshee. The boys, they have to be pulled. And this is becoming far too much. Homeowner is snowballing out of control, getting 29 SCV kills, 30. Foxer down to 17 workers. Ay, ay, ay. Again, never, he scans, he sees the saturated natural. Never underestimate a Homeowner. Never expand greedily against Homeowner, man. Hey, he's hung Mono for a reason, okay? This, ay, ay, ay. Banshee's going to be coming in. Unfortunately, no Cloak, so they can't engage on their own. Foxer, now, to be fair, with triple CC, that's triple mules. That's a lot of mules back. If we can somehow expand, if we can somehow regain control of our natural, then there is comeback potential here for Foxer. Homeowner, meanwhile, getting his third base on location. Homeowner is working on Stim at +1. He still has these Raxes, by the way. He's still getting upgrades. He's crazy. I see the chat. Sleep deprived Mono. Mad Mono. Oh no. He has not gone to bed. He has chosen violence as he's breaking through with the mass Cyclone. Now I love this from Foxer though. Foxer, where are the Banshees? They're not here. They're across the map. 2 Banshees are moving out here to try to harass this mineral line. There is a turret in position though. Hot Mono, he thought about it. There is a turret here in the mineral line. There's a turret in the main base as well. Banshees rock up. They're gonna get some SCVs. Do take some damage. Likewise, bit of a misrally. Banshee goes down. But these Banshees, they will at least delay that third CC. Getting quite a lot of damage done here. Cyclones are still amassing. But Homeowner still just not backing off. Refusing to. Boys being pulled once again. Oh my god. They have to be. As we've rallied into Marines, into more Marauders. The Cyclones, they go hand. They kill another 13 SCVs. Foxer will break out. Meanwhile, was that a kill? That was a kill! That was a kill in the third CC! No shot. Reinforcing cyclones to arrive. Boxer, he has a bit of momentum on his side. Did kill a base. That was 400 minerals down the drain. That is not insignificant. But Homeowner, he has a defender's advantage. He can pull his own boys. Going for the repair. SCVs are going... Oh, god, the rally. SCVs are going down. Oh, 2 left of the buildings. We have to push in. How many cyclones? 6 cyclones to 4 of Honmono. The Marauders are coming from behind. The surround. The surround, Bobby. We get a couple more cyclones. Oof. Again, you can see those Marauders, they do so much damage. They just chunk away. We're coming in for another flank. And good target firing. Every single cyclone goes down. We get cleaned up. Homeowner still has a worker lead. Plus all these mules. Behind this, getting into how many Raxes? 9. We're getting into 9 Raxes on 2 bases. We can't sustain this. we cannot produce from this at all. 3rd CC is on the way. I think Homeowner, he's assuming that these bases are going to be going, that these Raxes are going to be going down. I think he just assumes he's going to be losing them. As Cyclone's getting picked off once again, the bunker will not finish. And again, Homeowner, he makes some magic happen here. He is breaking through. He's doing far too much damage here to the economy of Boxer. It's impressive that Boxer was able to hold on for so long, but again, Boxer just wasn't able to recognize how committed his opponent was. GG gets called. Honmono takes game number 1. GG. Oh my god. Initially, Foxer had a good defense, right? Like, the all-in fell on its face and... Oh my god, shaking my head. But yeah, initially we had shut this down, right? The Marines, they did nothing. The Marines were cleaned up. And Foxer was able to hold, was able to expand, able to take his natural base. Foxer was able to have a good start and as well counterattack, but again, it did feel like Foxer was maybe a little bit too confident. With his play, and did invest into a 3rd CC that it was never able to make use of instead of producing more production. Basically, he could have had another Rax or another factory to be able to keep up supply-wise, to keep up army-wise with his opponents, and unfortunately, that was kind of fallen by the wayside, and Homeowner, he caught Foxer off guard. I don't think that Foxer was really expecting Homeowner to just double down and just keep producing Marauders and keep producing Cyclones. Did catch him off guard, and Homeowner takes game number 1. Oh, GG. And with that, we're getting ready for game number 2. And I'm curious. So, from my understanding, Homeowner is very tired. That's why he proxied, because he wanted to end the game early. That was not a fast game. It went on for quite some time. Now, is Homeowner going to proxy again? 2 games in a row. Does he commit again just to end this? Just so we can get that much closer to his bed. To bench time. We'll see. We shall see. That felt like a ZVZ. True, in ZVZ, if you drone, you die. It's if you drone, you can die. But that's typically how a lot of mirror matchups go as well. Like, you have to be very wary of what your opponent is doing. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate. We have our yellow Terran player from the land of South Korea, living in the land of Japan. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is Honmono. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the American Terran player, the Red Terran, representing Berserker Esports. Down in the series, we're going to fight back. It is Boxer. Hello, Mr. SCV. Very fast SCV scout here coming in from Honmono. Going to be dipping into the main base, being a bit of an annoyance. Going to be drilling away at that worker, trying to force any kind of disruption here in the early game for Boxer. This is a bit of a PvT maneuver where the probe comes in and we use the shields. Similar thing here with Homeowner. He's an animal. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's all broken, Bobby. It's broken. No. It can't be fixed. Aye, aye, aye. As behind this... Yo, he really wants that SCV. No shot. No... Oh, God. Will escape. Diva gets thrown down as well. This SV is a menace, by the way. Get it out of here. Oh, my God. Delays the racks for a second or so. Disrupt some of the mining. You can see these 3 workers are so low for Foxer. He wants it! Oh my god. Okay, we do have a slight repair. I appreciate it there from Foxer. The SV is going to get the hell out of there. Behind this double gas opener from Honmono, likewise from Foxer. Getting into faster factories, getting into a more aggressive build. Let us go. Getting into more aggression. And we'll see how hard we commit. Again, it's Honmono. Like, the thing is that in TVT, he can macro. That's the scary thing. He can actually play standard if he wants to in TVT. But does he want to? Ooh, good moves out of Honmono. Does tank a Reaper shot. So Honmono does shoot first. Does gain an advantage. He's going to be delaying the CC on the low ground. Instead, it's going to be expanded here on the high ground. Second Reaper has arrived. Honmono gets caught out, and this is why you don't play with fire. You don't come in with your first Reaper like that. Big loss there out of Honmono, and Foxer has map control. He does push. Foxer's going to be pushing. Honmono getting a CC on location. Behind this, double Cyclone production, but this is going to be too late. The Reapers rock up, and this CC is going to be delayed. Honmono has nothing. He actually... Oh my god. He actually has nothing. The boys may have to be pulled here. Honmono slipping up here in his production. Didn't make a second Reaper. Now, thankfully for Honmono, Foxer backs off. Again, Foxer, he could have 100% killed more SCVs. Like, there could have been more damage here. But Foxer, he didn't like the situation. He backs up. Cyclones arrive. And Honmono gets away with it. And now we're settling into the mid game. Both players going to be getting their natural bases up and running. Reapers have been dealt with. Cyclones on the way. Liberators as well. Interesting build here out of Foxer. Rushing into a Liberator like this is very uncommon, and it feels pretty committed. Here we go. It's going to be a Cyclone Liberator push from Foxer. Honmono back at home, going into Concussive Shell Marauders. Once again, I like this. I actually really like this in the Cyclone meta, because it's so common to commit into Cyclones. We saw how well these Marauders were trading. We saw how devastating they were against the Cyclones. And we're pushing in. So, based on these 2 army compositions, I kind of want to favor Honmono here. Meanwhile, Liberator going to be harassing across the map. Reaper is soon to be diving in as well. Honmono, no, he kills the Ursadak. Ursadon? The elephant thingy. I had him. Okay, Reapers, they do dip in at the same time. Honmono, he dives! Dives on the Cyclones, gets 1, gets 2! Gets 2 Cyclones, and he will not... he barely gets a 3rd. He will lose his entire army. Meanwhile, across the map, the boys are being pulled. These Reapers are going ham. And Honmono is sustaining too much damage at this point. Honmono is still committed, still wants to push in. Liberator does arrive, and there's nothing to fight. There's nothing here, only workers. Honmono, he's just all in at this point. It's all or nothing. Falling further and further behind in the economy. We have a lid. Does go down. Target firing there out of Foxer. 3rd Cyclone does arrive. Yeah, Honmono, he just doesn't have enough. He gets cleaned up. There's nothing at home to defend either. 14 SCVs go down. And just like that, Foxer takes a massive economic lead. Honmono just a little bit too aggressive. These Reapers did so much for Foxer. They delayed the production, delayed the reinforcements. Honmono, he is down to 15 workers. Almost nothing. And Foxer, he's happily got more than double the worker count. 3rd CC's on the way. I like this 3rd CC more. Foxer getting further ahead here. And Honmono stuck on 1 base. What do we do from here? How do we come back? I mean, we're pretty committed here. We're just building up more Cyclones, more Marauders. This time, though, we only have one Rax. This time, we barely have an economy to speak of. Unlike the previous game, Homono just can't really build up an army as well as she did previously. Cyclones are in position. Are in position. A natural base soon to be taken as well. And as Homono moves out, I mean, Foxer, he's ready for a push. I mean, look at this. Just non-stop Cyclones. What can we do? How do we push? Homono just going to be rallying across the map. And as soon as he tries to push up this ramp, it is not going to end well for Homono. Foxer lying in wait. Mass lock-ons here. He collapses on the army, cleans everything up. And again, there is nothing left. Foxer going for a massive counterattack. Homono holding on to it for dear life with a handful of units. And we should be going to the ace match. We should be going all the way to game number 3. We got Raven harassing the main. We have Mass Cyclone pushing into the natural. There's a handful of units left here. Boys are being pulled. The lock-ons are insane. The lock-ons on those Marauders. You can see Homono trying to muster up a defense here with some Cyclones. The boys are doing a really good job here of buffering. We lose 15 SCVs. So yes, Homono does defend. He does clean up all the Cyclones, but he lost almost every worker at his natural. Homono, he believes in the comeback. Believes he can somehow make a game out. It's not going to happen. He believes he can make a game out of this. We're getting a handful of Cyclones. Trying to build up. Working towards a tank, I imagine. Yeah, we have a tank on the way. Meanwhile, Foxy's just chilling. Taking the third. Throwing down towers, turrets. Armory on the way as well. 5-rack setup. Foxer is looking in control here. And again, he doesn't have to push in. Like, if he does, he might overextend. He might throw the game. He might throw away his army. So, just going for drop play instead. Drop play towards the main. Cyclones towards right hand side. Just building up here on 3 bases. Just taking our lead and extending it. Again, the pressure, the onus is on Homono to somehow come back here. And we'll see if he can. 3rd CC on the way. Let's go. Skin reveals lack of 3rd. Stim is done. Cyclones, they do get eyes on the army here upon Mono. We dive into the mineral line. We still on 4. The tank is exposed. The tank does go down. We get 11 more SCVs. Once again, crippling the economy. Homono just never able to get more than 1 base saturation. So we get even more workers here at the natural. Vikings do arrive. I think they got a full meta match. Good pick up. Good pick up from Homono, but here we go. Here comes the death ball of an army. Marines. We have 4 tanks. Do we have any Ravens? We do have Disable. We have 2 Ravens available. If they come with the army, we can disable the tanks of our opponents. Marines are fading out. We're looking for ninja bases. We're looking for hidden bases here. But we know there are none. Scans once again. Checks that linear 3rd base as well. Goes for the scan. He sees an army. Homono's within range, but GG gets called. We don't even get the final fight, and Foxer ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. We're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. Foxer is confused. I mean, that confusion can work sometimes, especially after game 1, you know? I'm sure Foxer is stressed the hell out after this series. Mate, you play against Homono, you're never the same again. Never the same. we go. As we're getting ready for game number 3. The finale, Bob. Getting ready for that final game of the series. How will this story end? And what kind of cheese is Homeowner going to whip out here in game number 3? That's the real question. What kind of cheddar? And will Foxer maintain his sanity? That's another big one. That's... I feel like after the series, whether he wins or loses, I should reach Asha. Are you okay? Are you... do you need a moment? Collect yourself, man. Collect yourself. Are getting ready for that ace match. And again, if you're in the chat, oh, my apologies. If you're in the chat, !Matcherino, actually. If you want to support this tournament, I believe there are some coupon codes. I believe there are coupon codes available for the Fresh Copy Pot Cup of Glory. How many codes? We have 40 codes. Mate, we got plenty of codes available. If you want to support this tournament, if you want to support this tournament for free, Papi, for free, you can do so with some coupon codes. I believe each one is 25 cents. Each one is 25 cents. So you can, of course, support the event. You can do so. Meanwhile, we're getting into the ace match here. Foxer needed a moment, but he has collected himself. We're getting into game 3. How many Raxes? How many proxies? As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Hardlead, we have our South Korean Terran player, the yellow Terran representing Team Hyper 1, living in the land of Japan, being forced into the ace match. It is Hun Mono. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Terran player, the green Terran representing Berserker Esports, tying up the series 1-1. It is Foxer. Here we go. Jeez, CC first would be crazy. CC first would be wild, and thankfully we're not that great. We still have some sanity remaining here with our players. As we are getting into our racks, it's going to be double gas opener out of Homeowner, double gas out of Foxer, no proxies this time. We are going for some standard play. For now. Crazy, Bobby, crazy. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. SCV Scout could be moving out for Foxer. Homeowner chilling back at home. Earlier, of course, if you remember, for Homeowner, he had a very adventurous SCV that was just wreaking havoc in the main base of Foxer. That will not be the case this time. Not this time. Oh, no! No, Bobby! Oh, God. As Foxer is experiencing a little bit of latency issues here. Smooch, Bobby, smooch. But it looks like we may have lost Foxer for a moment. Hopefully everything's okay, whether it's the electricity or the internet or something else. Este Hon Mono. But if we do end up losing Foxer here, we can of course resume from replay. We can always resume from replay and get things back up and running, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Even if we do lose him, we can bring him back. Again, hopefully everything's okay. Like, hopefully there's no like snowstorm or like bad weather or anything like that. Fingers crossed.
Game paused.
As yeah, we are gonna be as Foxer has lagged out and has timed out, and we're just gonna be setting things up here. And again, hopefully we're able to resume this series. It would be a shame if there's like a blackout, for example, in the area, and Foxer just can't play and won't know when anything comes back. That's happened to me before, where there's been like a blackout and I just haven't been able to cast. has happened before. So, yeah, hopefully everything is okay. I believe there is a 15-minute timer. We have 50 from this moment, 15 minutes. We can wait 15 minutes, and hopefully he does return to us. Do I have Foxer on Discord? Can I message him? Have a look. General. Do I have a I do not have a Foxer. Dave. I'll message Dave. Alright, gonna be messaging Dave, because I do know that they're good friends, so maybe he has. Oh! We have him. It's so good. Okay, we're good. Foxer, he has returned. He was only gone for a couple of moments here, and we can resume from replay. We can get this game back up and running, back underway. So don't worry. Do not fret. Here we go. So, yeah, the players are just going to be setting things up, and we will soon be back with Game 3, with the ace match. They're just sorting things out on their end. So I do apologize for the delay. Meanwhile, it looks like the rest of the bracket has been progressing, so we can take this moment to quickly go over it. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys wish to have a look at the bracket yourselves. And look at the bracket yourselves. As we do see, Skillus was able to take down Snogstar 2-0. Baby Marine also got knocked out as well, 2-0 by Skillus. Skillus coming in as a heavy favorite here in this tournament. He is patiently waiting in the semifinals for either Wayne or for Jumi. Both Wayne and for Jumi are duking it out currently in the quarterfinals in a mighty ZVP. It's a really good matchup, really good series. Likewise, we have Cristiano versus Nicaract, also mid-series as well. Ooh, shout out to Holden, though. He took a game. Holden, he did take a game off of Cristiano. Very impressive stuff there. As 1 minute. I'm just recovering the game. I'm just going to be recovering the game here. So I'm gonna take a moment. I'm gonna take a moment here. To set things up on our end. Take a moment, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes here, and we will be getting back into game number 3. One moment. And we are back. We are back, just recovering our game, and looks like we are getting ready for this. Here we go. Just waiting for our players to ready up. Huh. And bam. Ah, the countdown comes in. And here we go. We can dive right back where we left off. Again, we do apologize for the delays here, but but Foxer did end up losing some connection to BattleNet. He is now back. He has returned. We are good to go. Here in the ace match of this TVT, and so far everything is looking as it should. We do have a double gas opener out of Foxer, likewise double gas out of Homeowner as well. Sorry, Homeowner and Foxer. And we are getting into our factory production. So far, nothing too wild or nothing too out of the norm. Foxer returning after going for an SCV scout. Likewise, Homeowner still has yet to scout anything across the map, just moving out with his Reaper instead, getting a read on what is going on. Got a shout out to Blizzard for, of course, having the recover from replay option. Pretty big deal, actually. Pretty big game changer. That I think was added in Legacy of the Void, if I remember correctly. A number of years ago at this point. Crazy to think that it's been years, Bobby. It's been years. And we will settle into our game. CC's on location for both Homeowner and Foxer. This time, Homeowner will keep his Reaper back at home. Won't be so cavalier. Will not be losing it ahead of time. We'll be keeping it back at home. Let's go. Foxer is going to be dipping into that main base with his 2 Reapers. Does manage to get on top of that starport and will delay it. Take down the SCV. Good pick off here by Foxer. Dives into the main base as well. Boys are being pulled. Cyclones are on the way, but we are vulnerable right now. We have 1 Reaper to defend. Just like the previous game, Homeowner, he is in quite a bit of trouble here. 4 SCVs go down. We will clean this up, but not before losing those 4 workers. And Foxer takes an economic lead. It did cost him 2 Reapers, but we don't care about the Reapers, not anymore. So a good trade here from Foxer, a good position overall. Behind this, interesting. So we have Homeowner reactoring out Cyclones, which was scouted, I believe. Foxer, he did confirm the reactor on the factory. He's aware of the mass Cyclone. Foxer, on the other hand, is going into only a handful of Cyclones into reactored Marines. I am a little bit concerned. I'm a little bit concerned here for Foxer. Does have the tech lab on the way to get into, I imagine, earlier tank production. Yeah, there we go. Tanks are on the way. Marines are pushing out. Sorry, Marines pushing out. Marines are staying at home. Drop is moving out. We'll see if Foxer can get some more damage done here. We'll see if he can catch Homeowner off guard. Homeowner back at home. He has Cyclones just patrolling his main base and his natural. Drop is going to be coming in. But Homeowner is in position. We'll force this back. Cyclones likewise going to try to cash this drop out on the map, but we do boost away. Do barely boost away. Foxer will retreat back home. Does take it to the high ground. Does take down a Reaper. Good movement here out of Foxer. And Homeowner, he is not done. He's moving out here with 6 Cyclones. But with our tank, we should be okay. I mean, the tank is a little bit exposed on the low ground. That is true, but we have an auto turret. We have boys to pull, Marines, Cyclones. Foxer should be pretty stable here on 2 bases. But we're going for a drop. Homeowner, he does barely miss the drop here of Foxer. Going for his own into the main base. Nothing here in the main to defend, by the way. So we have a second tank. Foxer, his natural is pretty well fortified, but his main, that's a different story. So we do dive in. We get 1 SCV. We can even get the Raven. The Raven! Ooh, it takes a couple too many hits. A big pick off there by Homeowner. At the same time, though, double drop into the main base, but Homeowner is in position. Shuts down the medevac, shuts down the Cyclones as well. Solid defense here by Homeowner. And across the map, Homeowner keeping his Cyclones alive. Again, Foxer going for a more traditional form of TVT, going Biotank into the Raven. Homeowner embracing the new Cyclone, getting into his own Raven production, to his own 3rd CC. Similarly timed to that of Foxer. Oh boy. Now, in a head-to-head fight, I want to favor Foxer. Like, tanks are brutal. Like, they can have their way with Cyclones. but there's not a lot to protect them. There's only a handful of Marines, no bunker, for example. We have some auto turrets, I guess, but this position still looks really fragile. I say that. Now we have 3 siege tanks, and yeah, we scan, we see the army. Disable is still on the way. That's the thing. Homeowner, once that interference matrix kicks in, he can die. He can just disable 2 of these tanks, focus down the other, and break this position. As I say that, a 4th tank arrives. Yeah, we have to back up. Gonna be backing up for the time being. 2nd Raven is on the way. 3rd Raven in production as well. Now, potentially, Homeowner can break this, but we're not going to take the risk, which I appreciate. He's respecting this position. Boxer getting up to 3 bases, building up his Raxes. There we go. Boxer slowly taking that 3rd. Meanwhile, we are in position. 3rd base taking a lot of damage here to the Mass Cyclone. Gonna be stopping here at 10 Cyclones. Oh, auto tarts are thrown down. Tanking some shots and the base goes down. Big pick off. The auto tarts for the MVPs. Hon Mono. Babi. The auto tarts, they tanked all the tank shots. And the Cyclones, they just went ham. And just like that, Hon Mono, he is up a base. He is gonna be up a base. Stim is on the way. Boxer has to push out. He has to do something with this army. He knows he has a tank lead. Homeowner could be backing off. Behind this, getting to his own tank production. Vikings, Marines. Double drop comes in. We're getting SCV damage. 7 SCVs go down. And Stim is still not done for Boxer. Still on the way. Now, what I will say is that this army is still terrifying. Like, once Stim kicks in, Boxer's going to be pushing 100%. He will move out, and I don't know if Homeowner can defend. I don't know if he can survive the eventual push here. How many tanks? 6. 6 tanks here. 3 Ravens, full of energy as well. With interference matrix. Against a 3rd, gets eyes on saturation. Tank count is getting up and running. So Foxer, he's in a rough position because he lost his base, but he's not out of this. Not by any means. Checks just get eyes on those Cyclones. Gonna be moving out. Tanks are repositioning. And we're getting into tank v tank. Bio tank versus bio tank. Homeowner still has all these Cyclones, which has some potential for damage, but these main engagements, they're not going to be too impactful. They're really going to be just tanking shots, basically. Here we go. Homeowner going to be rotating around. We have 3 tanks in position. We have plenty of Raven energy to work with. The Raven's a little bit out of position here for Foxer. He's spread thin. He scans. He does scan. He's rotating his army over. Again, a good scouting here from Boxer. He's able to keep up. And of course, it's back. Oh. Tank shut off. And as Homeowner pulls back, we see Foxer rotating over with the rest of his tanks. Getting in position. 4 CC on the way. We have a TVT. Or do we? The army going to be clashing here. A big anti-armor missile here on the army. On both armies. Disables are thrown down. But Foxer is pushing in. He's trying to force his way through. Trading with the Cyclones. Getting some of the tanks. That was a good trade for Foxer. What just happened there? He lost his bio army, but he maintains all of his tanks. Every tank survived. That was a tank and 3 Ravens going down for Honmono. And of course all those Cyclones. So Foxer, he takes the better trade. Honmono did overextend there. As a result, Foxer, he does maintain his tank lead. We do have a faster 4th base for Honmono, but again, any kind of advantage that he had, it's kind of falling by the wayside here. I say that because of the faster 3rd base, faster 2-2. 2-2, there's going to be a big window where he has 2-2 over his opponent. Likewise, 4CC is faster. Even though this is true, I don't know if Honmono can ever break Foxer anytime soon. Like, as long as Foxer is able to keep up with the army movement of the yellow Terran, Foxer should be okay. It's easier said than done, though. As Honmono is pushing for a second time. Foxer does spot the movement here of Honmono. Does see him rotating, gonna be able to rotate himself. Oh God. I saw a line of yellow, I was like, are we pulling the boys? Jesus. Honmono moving out with his army. Ooh, even potentially going for a Doom Drop. Uh-oh. The main is very exposed, by the way. I would not be opposed to a Doom Drop into the main base. We're lifting! We're going for it! Uh-oh. We are lifting. We are going for the Doom Drop. Foxer out of position. He's not where he needs to be. This main base so exposed. Let me go for a massive drop here on top of the production. Into the main, onto the CC. These Raxes are going to be going down, and Foxer trying to push his way up into the main. Loving the disables. We stim on forward, but massive tank volleys go up. It looks like Foxer will eventually clean this up. He will shut down every single tank. At the same time, Honmono threatens to dive into the third base. There's only one tank. He will get it. Tank goes down. 9 SCVs go down as well. We're going to get most workers here at the third. Honmono, Foxer being pulled apart. Honmono pulling him apart. Oh, the tanks! Big tank volleys go up. Honmono losing most of his army, but he cripples the economy. 16 SCVs go down. Foxer, though, getting his fourth base back up and running, and he maintains once again his tank count. Foxer lost 3 tanks to the 6 of his opponent. So Foxer, he still maintains a massive tank lead. And sometimes that's all that matters. Tanks are besieging. Foxer luring the army into tank range. Honmono going for another Doom Drop, actually. But we're in position. Good movement there from Foxer. Does deny the drop for a moment, dropping into the main base as well, keeping ahead here, staying ahead of Honmono. He's getting his own fourth up and running. Does scan, should recognize that the Marines are missing. Goes for it anyway. On the stim, gets a full medevac, gets 2 full medevacs. Big pickups. Foxer are able to keep up. Fool me once, shame on you. Foxer making sure he doesn't get fooled again here, as we do have a 5th CC on the way, 3-3 underway as well for both players. Honmono has to retreat. You can see here, though, that he still wants to be the aggressor, still wants to be in the face of Foxer. We're rotating around. Likewise, so is Foxer. He sees the movement with that sensor tower. He's able to keep up. How many tanks? 9 to 13. +1 vehicle weapons is done as well for Foxer. He's ahead in those upgrades. Catching reinforcements. Pushing his way through these rucks. Foxer scrambling to get in position. He will be able to do so. Honmono rotating back around again. He's trying to catch Foxer out of position, but not quite able to. Does siege. He's going to be going off. Does delay the 5th base. At the same time, Foxer going for a massive counterattack. Ooh, Foxer overextends. Losing a tank, losing a lot of Marines, but at the same time, he does get into a mineral line, and every single worker goes down. 16 SCVs and the base itself. And Honmono, he's got to go for it. He's got to send it. Going all in. He breaks through the tank line. Where are the Marines? Where are the Marines for Foxer? They're not here. They're all dealt with. Every SCV going to be going down. And Honmono, he's snowballing out of control. He may have lost the base. Foxer coming in from behind. The tanks. Tanks are exposed. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. 3 tanks go down. But Honmono is forcing his way into the natural. He's pushing in. Takes down the Raxes. Denies the armory as well. Foxer, though, ready for that surround. Pushing into these tanks is brutal. Do not get in. And boys are being pulled. We get a full surround as well. And we will clean this up. Foxer cleans up the main army, but he is down to 27. Sorry, yeah, he's down to 27 SCVs. He barely has any mining, barely has an economy, no workers here at the third, barely any here at the natural. Just one base up. Homeowner, he confirms he sees a lack of expansions. And Homeowner, he's double expanding. He's got a third, working on a fourth and a fifth base at the same time. Dives forward, gets a tank. Oh. That's still a lot of tanks. That's 10 tanks, man. Boxer, he can still win a fight. He can still win a fight here with his just massive amount of tanks. Homeowner trying to find a way in. Boxer keeping up. His base is getting up and running. Likewise, Boxer resaturating his CCs. Going for another double drop. He's in position for a dream drop. Homeowner picking up. But we're here. We're waiting. Homeowner going to be forced back. He's denied entry into the main. Once again, threatening a drop. I'm not too fond of this. We're still in position, by the way. Homeowner rotating around. We'll seize all these tanks. Backs the hell up. This is so risky what he's doing. Calm down. You can see Foxer not too far behind here with his own bio army. Making sure he's there to deny any kind of drop play. Homeowner, he has to back off. We scan here the triangular third base. We see the lack of saturation. Foxer, though, he hasn't seen the center base and he hasn't seen top right. And he soon will with this drop. Soon will. This Foxer is going for the double drop across the map. Homeowner going for his own scan. God, how many tanks? 13. The tank lines here are insane. And we do come across a planetary. Now, it is a planetary, so we can't kill it, but we're denying mining. That's what matters. Zero mining here towards the top right. Homeowner, he knows it now that there's supply tied up there. So we can try to push in. But Foxer is able to keep up. His tanks are ready. Without Ravens, there's no pushing into this. Foxer is still in this game. Is still on the road to recovery. He's in this. He does regain mining here. At his CC. At his fifth. Oh, the Marines! He wants it! Oh. Medivacs will barely escape. Homeowner gets here a little bit too late. And both players are maxing. Both players are maxing out. Both players have comparable economies. As the big difference here is that Homeowner does have air control with all those Vikings. He does have libs. Liberators can force back these tanks. He's going for the siege. Going for the dive. He catches 3 tanks. 3 tanks will go down. There's still 1 tank behind this, but Homeowner, he has an overwhelming army. He breaks through, catches Foxer out of position. The CC is going to be going down. Barely does survive. But Homeowner, he has finally found his way in. It took a while. It was a lot of posturing, a lot of positioning. The Homeowner, he denies that third base for a second time. And here come those libs. Foxer getting pulled apart here. More tanks falling. Another tank going to be going down, and Foxer is being pulled apart. Homeowner is maxed out. And it looks like he should be able to pull this off here. Boys are being pulled. They have to be into so many tanks. It's a meat grinder. So many SCVs go down. The Marines as well. GG is going to be called. And Homeowner, he takes the series 2-1, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to Homeowner. My condolences to Foxer. He did fight his heart out, and he had his moments. He definitely had his moments in this game where he was able to take some better fights, was able to catch Homeowner off guard as well, but alas, wasn't able to keep up with him. There were some key moments where Homeowner was able to catch Foxer out of position and was able to just maintain control of this game. And with that, Homeowner does advance on to face off against his next opponent. The semifinals are getting underway. Oh boy, a lot of matches are being played out as we speak. Exclamation mark B in the chat. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. We do have Skillus up against Wayne in the upper semifinals. Wayne to take down for Jumi 2-0. Now he's up against Skillus in those semis. Meanwhile, we have Cristiano taking down Nick Rack 2-0 as well, waiting in the semis for the winner of Geralt and Honmono. Here we go. So we have our next series. We have our next matchup. It's going to be a TVP. Need a moment to set things up and to get things going. There we go. But again, a big shout out to Foxtrot. He looked damn strong in that TVZ. He looked damn good against Aristory. Here against Homemono, I mean, it's less about TVT and more about TV Mono, as Homemono is a very chaotic player and very difficult to keep up with. He's just very wild. Insanely wild player, and yeah, he can just really like knock you off center and make you uncomfortable as well. And that's applicable to all matches, and that's going to be applicable to Geralt as well. Oh boy. So get ready for our quarterfinals match. So we're going to be following Geralt versus Homeowner into Cristiano into the finals. I believe Skillus versus Wayne is being covered by Dave Testa. I believe Dave was covering the upper matches. I think he was following, I think he was casting Wayne versus Jumi and maybe some of the upper matches as well. Not too certain. But we do have those matches currently underway. Smurge. Oh, Smurge, Papi Smurge. I mean, Foxer, he's a fan favorite, and he didn't look bad in this series. Like he was holding his own against Homeowner, but again, like Oceanborn was a big one, right? It's like Oceanborn was, it should have been Foxer's game, right? It's like he defended so well initially, but was maybe a little bit too greedy afterwards. And I mean, that's Homeowner for you. Like, you're never really safe. You know, you're never really safe against Homeowner. As vetoes are currently underway. Vetoes are underway, and we're getting ready for our next matchup. So we kind of have our road to the finals paved before us. I'm sure, yeah, there we go. I'm sure, Dave Tess is going to be following us at some point as well. Oh god, do I have to coin flip? Okay. I don't have a coin. Okay, hold on. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna flip a coin. And we'll see if we have either EU or Asia friendly servers. Ay ay ay. Okay. Jesus. Thankfully, I do have a coin. I have a 20-cent coin here before us. 20 cents. Let's go. Tails. I was like, I didn't even know what it landed on at first. Okay, it landed on the platypus. Might be the platypus. Tails. Hold on. Can you see that? Hold on. Oh, is it being keyed out? There you go. I don't know if you can see it properly. There's a Australian 20-cent coin. This is the head side with Queen Elizabeth. You can see the head. There you go. The tails is a platypus. Can you see it? You can kind of see it. Trust me, there's a platypus there. There you go. Which means a homeowner did call tails, by the way, so it is going to be West Central West. That is going to be the server order. Oh. Alright, here we go. We are getting ready for this. We're diving into our first series. Also, just as a heads up, apparently Dave had also flipped a coin at the same time, so it is gonna be Central West Central. Oh good, oh good. Okay, it's Dave's tournament. So his coin flip does overtake mine. So we're getting ready for our TVP. We're going in. Vetoes are done. Lobby is made, and game 1 is going to be on Golden Aura. Let's go. Terran coin. True. I mean, Dave Testa is a Protoss player. True. Oh, the conspiracy. Did he hear that it was Terran favorite and he stepped in? Dave was like, no. Yo, we're getting a PvP semis, okay? Oh, confirmed. Here we go. As spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the blue Protoss player representing Storm Gaming. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player, the South Korean Terran, living the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Hon Mono. Going for a proxy. Because of course he is. Again, Homono is hyper aggressive. Mate, you thought he was crazy. You thought he was aggressive against Terran. No. You ain't seen nothing yet. Against Protoss, he is that much more aggressive, as he's going for something more tame. 2 racks. This should be 2 racks Reaper here out of Hon Mono. This is just a way to apply pressure early on to get some probe damage and to get an early lead. As Geralt, he is scouting for proxies, but he's checking. Oh my god. He is going to be checking. He checks the linear third base first. He does rock over towards the triangular third, and he will come across the racks. Big scout here for Geralt. He does confirm. He does get eyes on this. SCV ready. Ooh, and with that, we had a Marine on the way, but we canceled the Marine. We're going for Proxy Marauder despite being scouted? He's crazy. He's a bit crazy, yeah. Bunker is thrown out. I love this. So basically, this bunker reads Reapers. This bunker screams Proxy Reaper. So that's kind of the read that Geralt is getting here. We do have a Zealot being prioritized, but we have Marauders on the way instead. The mind games are real. But regardless, we should still be prioritizing our Stalker behind this. And yeah, Stalker is on the way. Bunker will not finish. We're pulling some boys. we want this bunker to finish, and here we go. Marauders are on the way. Marauders can deal with Stalkers. We were supply blocked, so this Stalker is late. And the Marauder has arrived. Chipping away at that pylon, at that Zealot. Stalker will come out in time, but we cannot fight this Marauder head-to-head. Not going to happen. So again, we're trying to zone away the army from the bunker. Boys are being pulled as well. SCVs are here, but we have pulled the boys. Yeah, Geralt, he's going to shut this down. Getting us around as well. He wants that Marauder, and he's going to get it. Oh, what a mess. He's so close. Good target firing. Zealot does go down, but the Marauder falls. Now we can go for the Stalker. Uh-oh. Stalker taking a lot of hits. But the boys, they get us around. We still bring down the Marauder. We have one Stalker left, and Geralt will hold. We will force a cancel on this bunker. It will not finish. We have a shield battery. We have an overcharge. Geralt, he's holding. He survives, Bobby. He survives. Probe goes down across the map. We have a factory follow-up here from Honmono. And this bunker does get cancelled. Meanwhile, Honmono, he's continuing Marauder production. He still has not expanded. Still no CC. Honmono is still very committed. Now, again, Honmono's goal here is to lure you into a false sense of security. Like, the aggression has ended. You can take a third. You can probe. You can chill. Stalker's going to try and get some scanning information. Marauders are still amassing. Cyclone's on the way as well. Honmono, he wants to break through, wants to try to snowball out of control and get on top of this base. What do we have to defend? We have 2 units, 2 Stalkers and 1 Adept. Here we go. We do have a weapon behind this. 2 more Stalkers on the way. Honmono being forced back, and we have pulled the boys. It's all or nothing. We are completely all in, and the boys are scouted. The SCVs, they have been seen by the Adepts. With that, more shield batteries are on the way. Probes are being pulled. Boy on boy action. Ah. The workers are fighting. Marauders are being focused down. There's 2 Marauders left. A good target firing though out of Honmono. Does get 2 more Stalkers. Adepts are on the way. Honmono, he's slowly breaking through. Has a 3rd Marauder. 3rd Marauder does arrive, and it looks like we're actually taking control of the National. We're pushing in. No shot. We're pushing. We're breaking the National base. Shield battery goes down. More boys are being pulled. They have to be. Geralt, he's in a lot of trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. The robot will be depowered. It will. Immortal is not going to pop out. And Honmono, he's doing it. He's breaking through. There is a force field. There is a sentry. Gateway's depowered as well. We catch another Stalker. Big pickoff. Force field not going to be good enough. Adept comes in from behind. Adept is going to be focused down. Another Marauder falls, but we have reinforcements trickling on in. Good movement here out of Honmono. He does avoid those probes. Gets onto the other side. Sentry goes down. There's 1 Stalker left. 0 Stalkers left. And that's it. That's all we had. That's all we had here. Geralt, he still has 1 gateway powered. The boys are being pulled. Honmono, he does it again. Hey, he's Honmono, papi. All in and Honmono. Name a better duo. Ay, ay, ay. As he has control of the high ground and takes down the shield battery. There's 1 Stalker remaining. 1 Stalker left here. GG. 1G. 1G, Bobby. Honmono, he takes game 1. Even with Geralt having server advantage. GG. And that is scary because game 2, we play on West. Game 2 is going to be Honmono with the server advantage instead. Oh. Oh boy. I'm a little bit concerned, but here we go. We're getting ready for game number 2. It's going to be on Hecate. He's Honmono, papi. Shout out to Hyper One, by the way, the team owner of Honmono's team, Team Hyper One. Yo, Cristiano's in the chat. Let's go. Cristiano, this is honestly pretty good here. So Cristiano, he's watching. I mean, Cristiano, he's experienced Honmono before. I'm sure you know this. Honmono, he's an animal. Like he's he's an animal, papi. Like he will and he can and will do anything to you. And oh boy, he's leading the series. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Storm Gaming, down in this series. Looking to fight back. It is Geralt. Anything except play macro. Okay, that's the one thing he won't do. He won't play macro against you. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran player from the land of South Korea, living in the land of Japan, representing Hyper One. It is Honmono. Aye, aye, aye. Alright. Here we go. So, almost anything. Almost anything. As Geralt is going for his gate expand. Should be a gate cyber expand here out of Geralt. Honmono keeping his ranks back at home this time. No proxies. No proxies in game number 2. But it is going to be a 2-racks opener. Let's go. It is going to be 2... This should be 2-racks Reaper. Should be 2-racks Reaper here out of Honmono. As we are just building things up. Hello, Mr. Third SCV. Oh my god. I was like, what is our third SCV doing? It is going to be 3-racks Reaper here out of Honmono instead. You have my attention. Probe does arrive. Probe is denied entry into the main base with that depot. We are going to be walling Geralt off. And he has no idea what's going on. You're looking at his vision. He still barely doesn't see what's happening. He's going to get a lot of damage done on that SCV though. Behind this, again, going to be a gate cyber expand. Standard opener here out of Geralt. But still in the dark as to what's going on. And we are massing Reapers. Oh boy. Honmono, he's looking for the probe. The probe has been able to escape the grasp here of Honmono for the time being. Ooh, as he does go a little bit further, and he does find the probe. It is going to be shut down. That means no scouting information here for Geralt. He is in the dark. Geralt's going to be playing in the dark. Mass Reapers here are upon us. Oh boy. And we'll see if Geralt can keep up with what is going on with his opponent. Safety shield battery on the way. I do like this. I do appreciate the shield battery here from Geralt. Oh, we're pulling the boys. What is happening? The boys are being pulled. The Reapers are being sent across the map. Again, name a better duo other than Honmono and All In. It doesn't exist, man. It doesn't. You pull the boys. That's how you play. That's how you Honmono. Reaper's gonna be dipping into the main. Trying to get a read on what's going on. The boys have arrived. They go straight into the main, into the natural as well. They go straight for that shield battery. Oh, we're going for the pylon. Oh my god. We're working through the pylon. We're going to be depowering and denying Warp Gate. No shot. Warp Gate is denied or is delayed. Workers are going down, but we have a full wall. How do we? No, it's not a full. No, the wall is not a wall. The Reapers, they slip in, and we're going for the shield battery. We're going for the shield battery. It's going to be knocked down. Our boys are being pulled. We have 2 adepts. That's all we have. No gateways are powered. No warp ins. 2 adepts remaining. Okay, 3rd adept does arrive, but we have so many Reapers. 1 adept does fall. Can we survive though? Can we deal with this? Up! We can! There's 3 Reapers left. 2! There's 2 Reapers remaining. 2 Reapers left here as we still rally across the map. The Oracle has arrived, and Geralt should be able to hold. He should clean this up. Geralt survives whatever the hell we just saw. Oh my god. I didn't even know what was happening. It was crazy. But Honmono, he has run out of steam here. I loved the ingenuity here. I mean, there's still no warp gate, by the way. It is still depowered. But with the arrival of this Oracle, with the full wall off as well, Geralt, he holds. And Honmono, behind this, we're doubling down. 4th racks on the way. We have a Tech Lab, Stim, a Combat Shields as well. We're building up towards another follow-up 1 base all-in. It is going to be Mass Marine. Here we go. We're building up a Mass Marine army, and we are hoping that Geralt maybe rests on his laurels, maybe takes a 3rd base. We're hoping that Geralt does become too greedy. As the Reapers are being chased down. 2 Reapers are left. Sorry, 1 even. And Geralt, he's made it. He's alive. We made it, Poppy. Robo's on the way, backup shield battery as well. Honmono is down to 14 SCVs. But this is what's important as we do get some damage done. Big scout here from Geralt. He sees, he confirms the Raxes. Now we have pulled out of gas. Like, we don't actually need that many workers. We're getting up to 5 Raxes here. We need 16 SCVs, that is it. That is all we need to build up towards a 1 base Marine all-in. But with this scout, all that Geralt needs is a Bay. 1 Colossus. There it is. Bay is on the way. Colossus production is upon us. And with the arrival of that 1 Colossus, that will end any kind of aggression from Honmono. That's all we need. Second pylon has been thrown down. Boys are being pulled and we are already pushing, but we have scouted. Geralt, he sees, he's aware. Now, we don't have time to make a Colossus. We have to hold here with what we have. It's going to be a couple of Stalkers. The Oracle's as well going to add a lot of DPS. Yeah, the Oracle's coming in from behind, getting a couple of Marines. Oh, we do get the Marines. Do clean them up, but we are out of energy. Regardless, 3 Marines did go down. Honmono going to be committing. He does SCV, he does drone drill behind, but it's going to be too much. GG gets called, and Geralt ties it up 1-1. GG, well played, Geralt. He survives. And we are going to the ace match. Here we go. Again, Honmono, he just did not have enough. He ran out of steam, lost too many Marines, and upon seeing all those shield batteries, upon seeing the second pylon, Honmono does tap out. Oh, home disadvantage of the series. True, true. Don't play from home. Oh boy. As we're heading over to the central server, and Geralt will have the ping advantage here. And we're going to be loading into our final map. We're going to be loading into Alcyone. Here we go. Where's the laugh emote? Like, oh no, I don't have a laugh. Maybe we should make one. I don't know. Oh, smooch. We'll get on it. Oh. Here we go. The final game of this series. What kind of all-in will we see this time? The boys will be pulled 100%, but with what? As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alcyone, we have the Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Geralt. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the yellow Terran representing Team Hyper 1, living in the land of Japan. Being forced into the ace match, it is Honmono. Alright, Alcyone. Pretty large map. One of the larger maps in the map pool. A lot of bases to be taken. Very defendable on 3 bases as well, but we have a couple of interesting features. We have the gold base. We have a hidden rich Vespene gas base as well, which we have seen some players try to rush into. I think Honmono even has tried to rush into this base in the past. As once again opening up 2 racks. Now, oh, that's gonna be 3 racks again. 3 racks Reaper. Oh my god, he's doing it again. 3 racks. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, we're walling off. Okay, we're good. I was like, do we turn down a 4th? 3 racks Reaper. 2 games in a row here by Honmono. But of course, what are the chances that Honmono does it 2 games in a row? And that is not 3 racks Reaper. No gases! We're going gases. We're going for a 4th racks. It is a Mass Marine all in. Okay, 4 racks Mass Marine out of Honmono. Geralt comes in. Geralt's scout is going to be denied. We'll not be able to get into that main base. We'll not be able to see what's going on. So 4 racks Mass Marine. Now, these are going to be vanilla Marines. No stim. There's no gas. Remember, no stim, no combat shields. Just purely Marine is going to be coming across the map. Now, because of the Xel'Naga, Geralt should see this, assuming he takes control of it. There we go. Probe is turning back around, and the probe will take control of the Xel'Naga. So he should see the move out. Meanwhile, we can see Honmono, he's looking for the probe. He's fanning out his units. Trying to shut down the scouting information here of Geralt as he does double back in. Gonna be rotating around. Ooh, throwing down a proxy pylon back at home. It was, ooh, not a standard opener. That is a fast second gateway here from Geralt. I like this. Honmono, going to be distracted, does not come across the pylon. Marines are amassing, and we are pushing across the map. Now, because we have a second gateway here, Geralt will have additional units to defend. He has 1 Stalker, he has a shield battery already done. The boys are being pulled because of course they are. And Honmono is just sending it. He's going completely all in. And I believe Geralt hasn't seen until now. He's coming in with the probe, and he will confirm. Oh, no, he misses! No, shot the probe! The Stalker sees, the probe did not, as we do get eyes on this, and here we go. Honmono sending everything across the map. We have a shield battery, but it's soon to be focused down. We have 2 Stalkers to defend. Boys have to be pulled. The workers are here on the low ground. Marines going ham here on the shield battery. Shield battery gets focused down. Probes as well. There are 3 stalkers here on the high ground. One of them gets caught out. One of them caught on the low ground though as we start to step forward. SCVs are running out. We're running out of workers for both players. We do have a lot of stalkers. We have another shield battery. Yo, I love the backup shield battery here from Geralt. It finishes up just in time. And it will be focused down, but we are running out of Marines. We're running out of DPS, running out of firepower. And Homeowner, I don't think he has enough. Yeah, we do get cleaned up. Every single Marine goes down. We have a handful here on the low ground, but it is not enough here. Back at home, we have 8 workers. Geralt doesn't have an economy. No shot! He has no money. No probes. And he can't make a probe. Uh-oh. He cannot make a single worker. He's all in. That's all he has. No shot. That's all he has left. Homeowner, all he has to do is survive. Bunker is on the way. He's racing back home. Homeowner, he has mules. He has mules, puppy. He has workers. Geralt, that is all we have. He lived, but can he win? No shot. Oh my god. As the Stalker's going to be chasing out these Marines, back at home, we have the bunker. We have the high ground. And we can't push in. What do we do? I mean, we have the Zelda tank, at least. Can we repair? There we go. SCVs are being pulled to repair as well. Zealot going to be going down. And the repairs are too good. No shot. Hon Mono does it. Takes out the Stalker. There's 2 Stalkers left. No GG. And Hon Mono will take the series 2-1. Will advance on to the semifinals. GG, Papi. Oh my god, that was crazy. If only we had a couple of workers left. That was so unfortunate. Geralt, he lost every single probe in the defense. Every single worker went down. And as a result, he was all in. He had 20 minerals. He could not make another worker. He could not make anything. And Homeowner, he left a couple of boys back at home. He had some mining. He had the bunker. GG, well played. Wow. Oh my god, that felt illegal. Like, I don't think even Honmono was thinking that his win condition was to kill every probe, right? Like that wasn't the plan. He was going in to kill his opponent, yes, but to like focus down all the stalkers, to break the army. He just happened to kill every probe, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we're good. I guess we win. Ay. GG, well played. And with that, we are getting ready for our semifinals. We're getting ready for the semifinals, and this is going to be a rematch. These two players have faced off in the past. It is going to be Cristiano versus Honmono. Fun fact, they actually played in our tournament in the Sparkling Tuna Cup, or was it the Community Cup? Regardless, we have seen them face off. Last time they played, it was a best of 5, went all the way to the ace match. One moment. Yeah, this is going to be a rematch. Cristiano and Homeowner, they have a bit of a reputation. Sorry, they have a little bit of history. So Cristiano, he was also in the chat, he was watching. He knows how Homeowner plays. He knows. But the problem is that you can be aware that Homeowner is very cheesy and very aggressive, very all-in. But as we saw, Homeowner is very creative. And he has like a wealth of all-ins available. He's got like 69 all-ins. You know, he flips the coin, he rolls the dice to figure out what exactly he wants to do against you, wants to do to you. And as a result, Homeowner can be a very difficult player to read. Very difficult. Oh boy. Here we go. Vetoes are underway. Vetoes are upon us. I'm catching up. Catching up in the chat. First your thermal cheeses him, now Honmono. Oh, I mean, that's what Honmono does, man. To everyone. Homer out here proving no sleep, no problem. True, true. He's been up all night. He's been playing. He was competing in OSC King of the Hill earlier, and now he's here competing at like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. Ay, ay, ay. Crazy. The most honorable of GGs. Exactly. And quickly going to be checking here. It looks like the upper semis are underway. I believe Dave Tesla's going to be covering, or he has been covering, Skills versus Wayne. They're mid-series, but we have our own matchups. We have our own best of 3, our own semifinals. Let's go. And you know what? If you're in the chat, predictions are going to be open. Place your bets on who advances on to the grand finals, who comes out on top. Will it be our Protoss or our Terran? Good luck. Best of luck. Predictions in the chat are open. Aye, aye, aye. And a big shout out to Holy Lime in the chat. Thank you so much, Papi. Thank you so much. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Looks like we are getting things ready. We're good. We're good. We're good to go. We're loading in. But a big shout out to Holy Lime in the chat. Thank you so much for resubscribing for 12 months, an entire year. An entire year of support. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you so much. As we are getting into our semifinals, I'm getting my second win. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit tired. I could feel like the fatigue setting in before the Honmono series, before the TVP, before Geralt. But now we're back. We're good. We're good to go. Just kill the SCVs and Honmono can't pull the boys. Easy. True, true. How can you pull the boys if they don't exist? Big brain. As we're spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Team Blazer. It is Cristiano. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the yellow Terran player from the land, or living from the land of South Korea, living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Honmono. And do you see what I see? I see an SCV across the map. Because of course there is. Oh boy. We'll see what we bring to the table here on Oceanborn. Now, Cristiano, again, he has history with Honmono. They have played each other in series before. Cristiano is fully aware that Honmono is one that is hyper aggressive and hyper all-in. We've actually seen Honmono defeat Cristiano in a best of 5 in the past. Has happened before. And Cristiano also, of course, was watching the Geralt series, so he's aware that shenanigans are going to be afoot. Now, it's only going to be a singular proxy Rax, but we are going double gas. Interesting. A double gas opener here from Honmono. Probe Scout comes in. Cristiano, he will confirm that both gases have been taken and the Rax is missing. Should be able to confirm momentarily. Now, I'm curious if we go for an add-on. No, okay, we're going to be going for Proxy Reaper here from Honmono. Very light pressure, very light aggression. It's only a single Rax, only one Reaper. So just designed to apply some pressure here while we do expand and get our factory up and running back at home. Now, I misspoke. I said expand. We should see a factory. I don't know if there's going to be expansion. it's Honmono. We do have the bunker here in the mineral line. Going to be delaying any kind of mining. Going to just be disrupting the build here of Cristiano and the economy as well. As this bunker, it looks like it will get up and running, and the Reaper will be able to dive in. Now, thankfully, Cristiano's already ready for this. We have a shield battery on the way. With the help of this shield battery, this bunker will be dealt with. And we will deny mining for a time, but not forever, as we are floating into the oh my god! Cristiano, he is distracted here by the bunker, and the Rax is barely out of vision. We're going for Proxy Marauder in the main base of Cristiano. This is what I'm talking about. Homono's gonna cheese the hell out of you, but what's he gonna do? Mate, who knows, Bobby? Who knows? As the Tech Lab is finishing up, Marauder is on the way, and we are still hyper-fixated here at the natural. Bunker still keeping the attention of Cristiano. Is gonna be repaired. Is gonna stay up and running a little bit longer before the salvage. And the Reaper will barely escape. Back at home, cycle production is commencing. We're getting into a 1-1-1. Very aggressive build here by Homeowner. This is looking like a one-base all-in. Still no CC. The probe does confirm the starport is on the way. But here come those Marauders, and still no scout. We have concussive shell on the way. And Cristiano has no idea. Now, these Marauders, they can wreak havoc here. There's an Artosis pylon that can be shut down. We can depower everything in the main base. We can focus down some probes. Eventually, these Marauders will be dealt with, but I'm curious if we bring everything... Oh, bit of a misrally. Gee, we cannot show our hand. Oh, he sees! He saw the Marauder! Oh, he knows. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, a bit of a miscontrol there from Homeowner. A bit of a misrally there. And the Marauders, they will be shut down. Nice cleanup from Cristiano. Again, Homeowner, he just rallied that Marauder a little bit too close to the gateway here and didn't reveal himself. And with that, Homeowner behind this is going to be expanding. Going to be expanding back at home. We're going to be transitioning here. Meanwhile, this Rax is floating back home, but we've seen Homeowner just land them before and just make use of them. We'll see. Ay. Again, that could have been disastrous. Could have been disastrous. Has been dealt with. We have an armory on the mech. Okay, Hon Mono gonna be meching it up. Hon Mech is making his return. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen him, since we've casted Hon Mech, but he will be returning here against Protoss. Mass Cyclone production gonna be on the way here for our Terran player. We have the armory as well for vehicle upgrades, of course, and also for the mine drop. We do have a committed mine drop moving out across the map. Detection will be required. We do not have a... Oh, no, sorry. We do have a robo. And Cristiano is pushing. Cristiano, he did open up 4-gate Blink Stalker, by the way. So Cristiano is going to be the aggressor here. Homeowner, he may be wanting to take control of this game, but Cristiano is pushing, and he will not allow Homeowner to expand. Here comes the mine drop. Here comes the mine drop. There is no observer. There's no detection. Mine drop comes in. And we will be able to take control of the main base. Mine shot's going to be going off. The medevac is going to be focused down. Blink is done. Shut down the medevac, but we deny any mining in the main base. The positioning. Oh god. The mine. Not going to go up here. We will clean this up. At the same time, ooh, another medevac goes down. Cristiano GG gets called as he shuts down the drop play. Does not allow the mech to get underway. And Cristiano takes game number 1. Let's go. GG, well played. Whew. Cristiano, he survives. The aggression survives the cheese of Honmono. Knocks down any kind of drop play, takes control of the map, and we'll take a lead in this series. We'll take a lead here as we are getting ready for game number 2. Ooh, getting ready for that second game, which is going to be on Hecate. Let's go. Now I have to call him Hon Bio when he plays Bio. Oh, true. Here we go. And game 2 is going to be on Hon Mono's server here. It's going to be on US West, so Hon Mono will have a slight ping advantage as opposed to the previous game, which was in favor of Cristiano. Here we go. Are loading in. And the question becomes, the hell is that Terran gonna do? And spawning in the top right hand corner of Hecate, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer, leading the series 1-0. It is Cristiano. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the most honorable of honorables. We have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Hon Mono. And again, last game, imagine a world where Hon Mono didn't accidentally rally that Marauder over. The Marauder did reveal itself to the production, to the vision of Cristiano. That's why he was able to pull the boys and shut those Marauders down. So a rough moment there for Honmono as he does slip around across the map. It looks like he's going for an eBay block. There we go. He's going to be avoiding the scouting pattern, avoiding this probe, slipping into the mineral line, and throwing down that eBay. So with this eBay block, we're going to be forcing, ideally we force the unnatural. Natural Cristiano, he's going to be very quick to scout, though he does confirm the racks. Sorry, he does confirm the eBay. And ideally he's going to be able to deny this and get his base up and running. There we go. Additional boys have been pulled. Cristiano will shut this down. There's a decent amount of progression already on the eBay. A second eBay is on the way. Honmono really wants to force the unnatural natural here, and it's going to take a while. Going to take a while for Cristiano to expand. Behind this, we're getting into a 1-1 opener. Racks into factory. Probe does confirm. We do force the first cancel. And we will force the second cancel as well. There we go. That was a lot of lost mine time, to be fair, but Cristiano able to take his natural base on location where he wants it to be. Now, Honmono, he is aware that the natural has been taken, so the question becomes, do we still commit to Hellions? Ideally, you go for an add-on swap, you get into Hellion production, and you eviscerate the economy of the Protoss. But that will not be possible here. What's going to be unlikely to occur as Cristiano is pretty well set up on 2 bases. And we are going for the add-on swap, going for an expansion behind this. Honmono taking his natural. With this add-on swap, we should be getting to Hellions. We could try and get into Cyclones. But Hellions are typically what we go for. Oh, there it is. Double Cyclone production. Let's go. Now, I do like this a lot more. Hellions can't really do much in this position without a drop, without, like, a medevac. So Cyclone's going to be a little bit more robust here for Honmono, as Cristiano has chosen his take of choice, Twilight Council. I do like this. Twilight Council allows you to be aggressive. We can go, once again, 3-gate blink, 4-gate blink here from Cristiano. We can take control of the map, take control of the game, and put Honmono on the back foot. So I do like this opener overall. We'll see if we can make use of it. See if he can. As Cyclone's going to be fanning out, looking for any kind of stray units, any kind of scouting probes. More Raxes on the way. We've seen this before. It's going to be a 3-1 setup here. 3 Raxes. Big delay on the starport. We are amassing a massive army. And this most likely will lead into a 2-base all-in. We may invest into the starport, or we may just skip it. We may just skip it entirely. Pull the boys with this. Meanwhile, Cyclones are moving out. We do get eyes on the gateway on the low ground. Cyclones have arrived. Shield battery is ready, though, so we should be able to hold on. Cristiano will defend, will survive. Again, going to be getting into 2-gate blink. Okay, we're taking a lot of damage. Does take a lot of damage here. This Honmono, he's going to be backing off. I do appreciate that he's keeping these Hellions across the map so we can potentially get into a mineral line. So far, Cristiano is in position. And Honmono will not find a way in. Now behind this, we're getting to early tank production. We do have the eBay for +1. It's only going to be +1 here for Honmono. We've seen this before. We'll see it again. We are just building up a death ball of an army. And I do appreciate that Cristiano is going for 4-gate Blink Stalkers. 4 gateways here. We're working with a mass amount of Blink Stalkers. And I think this is just a really good build here against Honmono. With this, we should be able to just pressure and contain Honmono to 2 bases. Stalkers have arrived. Honmono getting ready for a surround, though. Big tank volley goes off. Cyclone's not quite coming in from behind. But the blink has been revealed. Aliens rotating around. There are plenty of Stalkers once again in position. Honmono, he goes for the dive. He's going to get a couple of probes. 3 workers go down. We get a 4th. Get 6 probes in total. Maybe 7. Oh, just barely not towards the end. The Hellions are cleaned up. Cristiano focusing on his push, focusing on his dive into the main. And Honmono has to be defensive. God, as there are just so many Blink Stalkers. Bunker was salvaged, actually. Ooh. Bunker was salvaged. Tanks are pushing forward. Homeowner, he wants to push, but against 4-gate Blink, I don't know if we can. Taking an aggressive stance. We dive on top of the tanks. 1, 2, 3 tanks go down. Big pickoffs. The main bulk of the army has fallen. But we're going to be trading every single Stalker for this. 4 Stalkers do escape. This was a brutal trade. 10 Stalkers for 3 tanks. I mean, we can keep warping in Stalkers. That's the thing. We can just keep warping in. And the tank count was completely reset. Homeowner, he wants to push. Does get the Observer. He does want to push out. He wants to break free. He wants to make use of +1. Third base is on the way for Cristiano. He knows he has map control. He knows he can get further ahead. Homeowner forced to throw down that starport as well. Forced into a longer game. Cristiano, he is in control. We get to the main base. Oh, force the lift. We have our scan. We get eyes on the third. Homeowner, he's aware that he's falling behind. But again, Cristiano's doing such a great job here just containing. He's always just outside the natural, outside the third base, or at the third base. Just making sure that there's no drop, there's no move out. Stim is done, but Cristiano, he's here to punish this. More Marines going down to the Blink Stalkers. Getting the tank as well. Ugh. Another tank goes down. Homeowner, he needs to kill. I mean, there's no other way about this. Like, what else do we do? Another tank goes down. Homeowner down to 1. We'll try to chase this down. And he has to throw, yeah, he has to throw out a third CC. Third CC is on the way. There's no all-in. There's no potential here for an all-in. Not anymore. Not after losing 5 tanks. And Cristiano can chill. He can chill. He can saturate his third base. Getting into charge. Working towards Archons. Drop into the main. And Homeowner has to turtle. Oh my god, he's got a Ghost Academy on the way. 2 more Raxes. It's going to be a rough road to recovery here for Homeowner. As Cristiano is just getting further ahead here. I would appreciate something along the lines of Colossus production, like a Bay into Colossi. But for now, you know, Cristiano just building up his Gateway army and going for Storm instead. Do appreciate it. Storm is going to be on the way. Forcing the army back. Still building up his third. Now, we have seen Homeowner just pull the boys anyway, even if he has a third CC. He's done it before. Keep an eye on it. There we go. Third base is soon to be landed on location. Cristiano behind this, he can take a 4th. He can take his 4th base. He can start taking up and transitioning a little bit further here. As he has more High Templar, more Storms. Prison comes in. Ooh. Prison does go down. A nice pickoff here from Homeowner. He was lying in wait, was in position. Zealot's going to be moving out to harass. You have Zealots from one end. You have Stalkers from the other. And there it is. There's the second Robo. There's the Bayfook. Eventually Colossus production. And once Cristiano can stabilize and get into Colossi, like, he is going to be looking very pretty here. Like, it's it's gonna be looking good. We're going for a Storm drop. Let's go. Oh no, we're just moving out. Okay, I was like, wait, yo, we're going for the SCVs. No, we're just moving out with the main army. Storm is done, and we have how many High Templar? 4 High Templar in total. 2 on the ground, 2 in the Prism. EMPs are gonna be crucial here. EMPs on the Zealots, on the Archons, on the High Templar. EMPs are necessary for Honmono. Without them, he will crumble. Here we go, Cristiano. He does rock up, dives on top of the army. There we go. Massive Storm here on the Bio Army of Honmono. That was only 1. That's going to be the second Storm. We have 2 more left. Big EMP. One storm remains. Does connect here with the bio. Decent EMPs overall here by Honmono. He will force his back. Up gets High Templar. Gets the Prism. Very nice pick off. He's going to be able to kite back to the safety of his tank. But again, the EMP was brutal. Cristiano being forced back. Honmono, he actually takes a worker lead. I'm a little bit surprised by this. I mentioned before, when Honmono was landing his third, we needed a fourth. Cristiano, he's staying on 3 bases, which is concerning to me. Scan reveals lack of fourth. Yeah, Honmono, he's checking as well. He's like, no shot. Like, what's going on? 4th base now on the way for Cristiano, but this is a late 4th. The 4th of Honmono is faster than that of his opponent. Cristiano maybe resting on his laurels a little bit there. Gets caught out. Stalker's going to be going down. Yeah, big flank there from Honmono. Archons come in. There's 1 storm available. The 4th base is denied. And Honmono, he's taking a bit of a lead here. Colossus finally broke up. Big, oh my god, massive mine shots. EMP as well. Cristiano, he's falling apart a little bit here. Now we have a 4th base on the way, but again, it's a very late 4th. Very late economy here. Cristiano, he lost most of his army. Does have his Colossi, but Honmono, he's stabilized. Could do with a 4th base, as he's heavily oversaturated. Like, Honmono making non-stop workers. 4th base on the way. Honmono turning into Hon Macro, Papi. Let's go. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, Honmono, he's so used to pulling the boys, he knows how to make a worker, okay? He knows how to make SCVs. And getting his 4th base up and running. Now, we have hit critical mass of Colossus. We have 4 Colossus with the main army. Like, Cristiano, this army is still something to be respected. He does have a double disruptor production behind this. So, even with Honmono taking a supply lead, disruptors can still swing things in Cristiano's favor. But what I will say, though, is that Honmono is suddenly in control of this game. He had a disastrous start. He lost 5 tanks. Like, Cristiano, he looked amazing at the start of this game, getting to his 3rd base economy. But again, he kind of put himself all in, is what I will say. Cristiano, he stayed on 3 bases, committed to a push that didn't work, and it felt like he didn't have a plan afterwards. It felt like he didn't really have a next step there. He wasn't really expected to be pushed away there. And after he was, yeah, no, Cristiano in a rough place right now. So Rama going to be coming in. We do get eyes on this 3rd base, forcing back the army. Forcing back Honmono. Now, when it comes to this army, what do you have to work with? We have 7 Ghosts, we have 5 Vikings, a decent Viking count here. Liberators are on the way. This is risky, but we're rushing into really early Liberators here for Honmono, and that's a really good way to actually take control of the fight. Does scan, does see the army, another mine shot goes off. This other army does dive in. Honmono confirming the lack of expansion towards the top left. Confirming that he's in a better economic position, but he is out of position. Cristiano pushing up the ramp. Honmono late to siege. Never goes up. Good connection. Up. Oh, very good connections here against the Marauders. Again, this is what Cristiano needs. He needs these Purification Overs to connect. Okay, Cristiano, he's still in this. Vikings going ham, getting a lot of damage done here to those Colossi. The mine! Oh my god, these Widow mines. They're brutal. Cristiano going to be consolidating his army. He does rotate once again towards that ramp. Honmono, he needs a sensor tower. This sensor tower, without it, he's having a hard time keeping up with the rotations. Cristiano pushing towards the area between the bases, towards the 3rd even. Honmono trying to keep up. There he goes up. Cristiano rotating back around, getting a 5th base as he does posture. And both players have maxed out. He's going in. Nervous go off. Big connections. We connect with the Ghosts. Ghosts go down. The splits were not good enough. And Cristiano, he's pulling Honmono apart. Give this man some Purification Overs. Give him some balls. We can make it work. Another connection here as Honmono, he's falling apart against these Disruptors. So many juicy Novas. Despite recovering in this game, he's having a hard time here against the army. The Novas once again connect. Liberator's going to be sniped. Liberator range is on the way. Honmono taking some rough trades here. Yeah, losing a lot of his army. We do rotate around. We do catch Honmono once again out of position. Big Novas connect. 14 SCVs go down to the Purification Novas. And Honmono just having a very hard time rotating. He does lose a massive chunk of his Vikings. And he is being pulled apart. Left and right here. Liberation Zone is now thrown down. The damage has already been dealt. And we just keep rotating over. Now Honmono is proactively sieging up these Liberators. Oh, we do catch a Colossus. Good pickoff. I do appreciate that this time he's keeping some of these libs sieged up. What we needed earlier. 6th base on the way. Cristiano, he does have map control. Brutal push though. Nose off. We will connect with the army once again, but we push into a liberation zone. The freedom is too much. And Cristiano will lose everything here. The disruptors go down. 2 Colossi remain. You can see Cristiano plummet in supply. Again, just a little bit too overeager. He was trading very well until that moment. And now suddenly Honmono, he's back in this. We're pushing into Liberation Zones once again. The freedom is too much. Massive shots going off here on the Colossus on the High Templar. This is not a good fight for Cristiano. He loses so much. Once again. We have to respect the libs. We have to respect the freedom. As Cristiano, he lost every single disruptor. He lost all of his High Templar. Lost his Colossi. And now Honmono suddenly up 40 supply. Again, we're just going mass lib. Mass liberators here. Forcing back the army once again. The freedom. The freedom is here. Just bullying Cristiano back. Further and further, and mate. Honmono, he's not slowing down. Still up in army supply. I say army supply. He's got 100 SCVs. Oh my god. I just realized. Oh wait, no, not 100 SCVs. Okay, I'm blind. That was 100 army supply. Look, it's 8 AM. I've been up 24 hours. And we dive in. We zone away the Protoss army. The freedom is here. And Cristiano cannot touch this. He's going for a bit of a pseudo base trade, pushing into the freedom zones. Going to be losing everything. As Honmono, he can just push into the natural, push into the main base. At the cross the map, Zelta going ham. SCVs are falling. Oh my god. So many SCVs going down. But Honmono, he doesn't care. Takes control of the production. It is a base trade. Cristiano, he realizes he cannot push into this. It's not happening. Cannot push in. And he's focusing on bringing down those CCs. Now remember, Cristiano, he can always recall. He can recall back home, but he shouldn't. Honmono has the supply lead. In a head-to-head fight, Honmono wins. Honmono will win a fight. So Cristiano has to avoid the army. Has to avoid the army at all costs. Does get on top of this planetary. Planetary goes down. Main base is falling. Everything in the main is being depowered. And I feel like Honmono has to turn around. Honmono, he will lose this game against this army if he doesn't come back home. He just doesn't have enough here. He has no Liberators, he has SCVs, has a handful of Marines. Good dodge there from Cristiano, pushing his way in towards the main. One Liberator does arrive, but Cristiano, yet he shuts down the natural. Honmono, he's committing. But again, I feel like these Liberators are not really doing much here. The only chance is Honmono holds on to the main, and he will. Cristiano, he backs off. He does back off. I think this is a bit of a mistake. I think Cristiano, he has to push up this ramp. Scan reveals this base. Again, I don't know if Cristiano can fight this. He's down in army supply. I don't know if he can fight these. Look at all these. How do we push in? We can't. Oh boy, Cristiano, he races back home. Big EMP. Disruptor goes down. Both of them do. And again, I don't think Cristiano can ever deal with this. Once again, Liberation Zone's being thrown down on top of the army. We dive on in. Colossi going to be going down. We pick up, we get to the other side of the libs. Good movement. Good movement out of Cristiano. Cleans up most of the army. Cleans up so many Liberators. But behind this, we have reinforcements. Homono still he's double the army supply. Double the army supply here of Cristiano. And here we go, the final fight. Zealots go down. Stalkers are forced back. And Honmono is looking to snowball out of control. Cristiano, he does have some mining. He does have gateways. He can reinforce. Honmono, he makes his way across the map. Cristiano looks like he's holding on to top left. High Templar, big movement here. High Templar with storms. Soon to be with storms. Base is going to be going down. Cristiano going to be evacuating. Remember, Storm was researched. Yeah. And that is a way for Cristiano to take a fight. Like, 2 good Storms is all he needs. Base goes down. We do deny a lot of mining time here in the main. Oh my god, this is a brutal liberation spot. I mean, the Stalkers can't touch this. It's out of range. He is out of range. Probes are going down. We are denying any kind of mining here. Cristiano losing every single probe. How many High Templar? 4 High Templar. 4 Storms. River's going to be going down. Again, these High Templar are the way that Cristiano can win. Oh my god! They are the way we can win this, but... we killed 24 workers with this one Liberator. We go back into the main. We depower everything once again. We clean up. Honmono long distance mining. Goes for the scan. We have 19 probes here against the 16 of Honmono. I can't believe these... The mines have survived! Big shots going up. Oh god. These Widow mines are deadly. Meanwhile, Zelse get across the map. Going to be harassing the mineral line. Going to be shutting down any kind of mining that Honmono has left. But GG gets called. It's not going to be enough. And Honmono will take game number 2, tying up the series 1-1. We're going to the ace match. We are going all the way to game number 3. Let's go. Let's go, Papi. As it looks like we are going to be bringing in one of our other casters here, Dave Testel. He was covering the upper semifinals. Skillus does take down Skillus takes down Wayne at 2-0 and advances on to the grand finals. Meanwhile, we are here to determine who faces off against Skillus in those finals. Will it be Honmono or Cristiano? It's gonna be one player or the other. Oh, hold on. We need to make sure we get homemade Dave in here. There we go. Here we go. Ooh. We do load in. And it all ends on Golden Aura. Here we go. Oh my god. Which is a very short rush distance map. Does favor aggressive play. And we'll see where this does take us. So spawning in the top left hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our red Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer. It is Cristiano. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the yellow Terran representing Team Hyper 1, forcing the ace match. It is Honmono. Here we go. Again, it all ends here. It all ends in the ace match on Golden Aura. And it could still go either way. Personally, I would love to see Honmono versus Skillus. That'd be amazing. Just for some more chaotic TVP action. But at the same time, Cristiano is still an amazing player. And Again, would be great to see him in a PvP as well as Homeowner. He does avert the Probe Scout. He does go the long way around. Is going to be dipping into the natural base, and we're going for another eBay block. eBay block is coming in. Likewise, Cristiano very quick to scout. He does pull the boys. Probe is here on the low ground. Additional workers are being pulled. So Cristiano, he will shut down this eBay block. He will take his natural. As the SV is being forced back, and we should be forcing a cancel. Second eBay gets thrown down, but just a little bit too much damage dealt to that SCV being forced back. And Cristiano will be able to expand. For those that are curious, if this was not scouted, if the eBay gets a little bit too much progression on it, then Cristiano will have to expand elsewhere at a more exposed location. Behind this, getting into our factory, should be getting to Cyclones once again. Just catching up with the chat. I want Homeowners to win only to get my points back. Este holy line. True. Next level will be pulling your buildings along with your SCVs. Or making proxy CC so you can pull the boys faster. There you go. Hello, welcome. See Senju in the chats. Positive variable. Heavenly vibes. I feel like I just said the same thing twice. Positive variable and heavenly vibes. I like it. Let's go. Hope you're all enjoying yourselves this lovely weekend full of StarCraft. This is our third broadcast of the day, by the way, and I'm ready to go to bed after this. It is 8:30 a.m. in the morning here in Australia. Can't wait to go to bed and do it all again. We have a lot of casting tomorrow as well. A lot of casting. Behind this, we do have a Robo Opener. Very interesting, a very safe way to play. So with a Robo Opener, it does allow access to faster Immortals and faster Colossus production from Cristiano. Meanwhile, Homeowner back at home, looking like a one-base all-in. He's going for a 1-1-1 reactor to factory here, getting into Widowmine production into a very fast drop. No CC in sight. Show us the Armory. Oh boy, Armory is not going to be on the way yet. Thankfully, because it's a Robo Opener, we have access to detection to observers. And there's that first Immortal on the way. Again, a very safe way to play here from Cristiano. Oh, there's a CC. It is a very delayed command center for Honmono, but it's on the way nonetheless. And here we go. 4 Widow Mines being sent across the map. An insane commitment here to the mine drop. Let's go. Honmono going to be boosting out across the map. And we're not stopping, by the way. We are continuing Widow Mine production and Medevac production. It's going to be non-stop mine drops here from Honmono. And we do not have Phoenixes or Stalkers to defend. This can actually work quite well against a Robo Opener, just because of the immobility of these Immortals. No Blink, no Phoenixes. Probes are going to be going down. Again, it looks like Cristiano was expecting Cyclones again, basically. He was expecting a Cyclone follow-up just like game number 1. Sorry, just like game number 2. Here comes our next Widow Mine drop. Oh, yo, we heard you like Widow Mines, Bobby. As we have 8 Widow Mines being sent across the map. It's going to be 4 for each base. We have 2 Immortals in between them. But again, Immortals, they do not kill Widow Mines too fast at all. Adept trying to get some scouting information. Does get eyes on the Raxes. We have 1 mine drop set up. The other on the way. And what do we have as army? A couple of Adepts, a couple of Immortals. This is going to be intense. Here we go. Immortal drop on the way, which means how much less DBS to deal with this. And here we go. We're going in. The mine drop into the natural. The mine drop into the main base. We'll be burrowing. So far, good target firing. Oh, good juggling here out of Cristiano. You know the main. No reaction. No reaction, and 13 probes go down. The damage has been done. We get a mineral line, and we escape with some of those Widow Mines as well. Out of 8 Widow Mines, 3 of them do make it out. And just like that, Homeowner's ahead. Homeowner, he takes a worker lead. He's ahead in the worker count. He's ahead with mules alongside that as well. He has a better economy, and he's getting into a pretty interesting army composition. We have tanks being prioritized, and Banshee's on the way. Oh no! No, I don't like this! Buffy! Massive mine connections. This should not have happened. 11 more probes go down. And Cristiano's all in. It's all or nothing. One way or another, the game will end. We have to end it with this army. bunker's not done. Boys, they have to be pulled. The Banshee coming in clutch here. Sentry's going to be going down with the Immortals. The Immortals, they're pushing through. Can we pull this off? We have a tank. We have a tank on the high ground. The Immortals are going ham. Boys have to pull. Can we repair? Tank does fall. The tank does fall, and we are not able to break through. The mine shots! No, not like this. That's crazy. The question marks are real. The mines. The Winter Mines were the MVP, and just like that, that's game. That's crazy. That was an insane. It just went across the map, Buffy. Oh my god. The mines, they cripple the economy and they cripple the army as well. Oh my god. Not like this. As Hon Mono, he has an army, he has an economy. He has this in the bag. Cristiano desperately trying to make a War Prism to get it back across the map to just continue the all-in. What else can he do? What else can he do? He's trying to cripple the economy, gets into the mineral line, gets an SEV. Gets an SEV there, and that is so. We're pulling the boys. I mean, hey, it's Hon Mono. May as well end up with the finisher with what Hon Mono is known for. The boys are being pulled. There's nothing left. There's a handful of Adepts, and they do nothing here. We even have these Banshees catching reinforcements. We shut down the Adepts as well. And Hon Mono, he is doing it. What is he? He's hung Mono, Papi. That was disgusting. That was disgusting. That was crazy. That should not have happened. Oh my god. Stalker's trying to come in from behind. Again, there's no blink. It was a Robo Opener, not a Twilight Council. There's no blink. And Stalker goes down. The tanks do siege. Big volley's going to be going off as well. And we can just work our way towards the bases of Cristiano. He does have some Zealots, but they have vanilla Zealots. Again, no upgrades. Good target firing here on one of the tanks. But these Stalkers are so battered, they're so bruised. Deep in the red, we're pushing into the natural base. Shield battery goes down. We're trying to catch some reinforcements. Do we catch some Marines and a tank? Oh no! But the Prism goes down to the Marines once again. And with that, Hon Mono, he has already broken into the mineral line. Good luck gets called, and Hon Mono will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. That was painful. That mine shot, it hurt me. I wasn't even playing, I was just watching, and it hit the soul, Poppy, right in the soul. GG, well played. Congratulations to Hon Mono as he does take the series here. 2-1, advancing on to face off against Skillus. And Skillus, he doesn't know what's coming. He doesn't know, Pop. Doesn't know the nonsense that is Hon Mono. Ay. Congratulations. Big shout out to Air Orange in the chat. Thank you so much, Poppy. Thank you so much. Do appreciate the support. Do appreciate it. Subscribing for 26 months, over 2 years. Thank you so much for subscribing. Gracias, Papi. Gracias. Hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Gracias. I'm catching up in the chat. Wasn't paying attention, and then I was like, wait, who is Homeowner? Hon Mono, Papi. Hon Mono. Oh. It's going to be a best of 5 grand finals. Catching up. I'm catching up with the chat. I want to see the reactions. Ugh. Watching from Florida, USA. Let's go. Florida. Good unit. Great unit. Mate, Papi, it's not a good unit, okay? It's not a great... It's an amazing unit. Widow Mines, Papi. Even though I'm not a Protoss player, my hatred for the Widowmine will never decrease. He's so damn hung. I see Senju posting the link in the chat, the clip. The mind drop, it broke his mind. It broke everyone, Bob. It broke everyone. Oh. And with that, we're getting ready for the grand finals. Give me a moment to set things up and to pay out the predictions as well. My apologies. Did slip the mind. 12%. 12% bets on Honmono. Mate, have faith. Have some faith in the power of Honmono, puppy. The power of all-ins. Solid payouts. But to be fair, Honmono is now going up against one of the best that Europe has to offer when it comes to Protoss players. Skilless, he is top 3 Protoss in EU, just underneath MaxPax and Showtime. It gets harder and harder from here. To be fair, it was impressive, right? Honmono, he brought down Geralt and Cristiano. Both of them are amazing Protoss players in their own right. They're both kind of in the middle of the pack. They're both just underneath Skilless, and I mean, I would say they're just underneath Skilless when it comes to the rankings in European Protoss players. But now Skilless is up next, and I'm curious. I guarantee we're gonna take a game. I guarantee. Now, I hope Skilless was watching. That's a thing. Let me just double check here. Has Skilless ever played against Honmono? This is kind of like the Mio Micah factor, where if you don't know the kind of player you're up against, then you're going to be caught off guard, and you're not ready for the Honmono. So I'm going to double check here. Let's see. Heading over to Wikipedia, let's see if there's any kind of history between Skilless and Honmono. Let's have a look. Match history. Okay. They played once. Okay. Okay, my apologies. Okay. Skilless and Honmono, they played 3 times in total. They played once in 2022. They played once in 2023 and once in 2024. So so far just every year, you know, annually they play once at least. But this is going to be the first time that they play more than once in a year, as it's going to be their second time facing off now. Skilless has won every single time, but Honmono has taken maps. He has taken maps off of Skilless. This has happened before. It can happen again. I want to believe we can get it back and forth. Regardless of the score, I'm hoping it's not a 3-0. I'm hoping it is, again, more of a 3-1 or a 3-2, maybe an 8. First, I want the ace match. I want the ace match, puppy. That's all I want. Let's go. Now, what I'm concerned by is that Skilless playing Honmono annually, I don't know if that's enough for Skilless to really know who he's playing against, and to recognize Honmono as a player. I don't know if Skilless knows who Honmono is. It's kind of what I'm getting at here, so we'll see. We shall see. Again, I'm sure Skilless, he ladders on EU, Honmono ladders on Korea, so they wouldn't face off when they're laddering or anything like that either. So, I'm excited. I am excited. And if you're in the chats, predictions will soon be open. Predictions will soon be open for the grand finals. Here we go. Again, Skilless should still be the favorite player. 100%. He should still be the favorite player. But there's that X factor. There's the Honmono factor, you know? He can't bet against him. And if you're in the chats, predictions are indeed open. Place your bets on who you believe will be our champion here tonight in the Fresh Coffee Bots Cup of Glory #1. Best of luck. Also, as we get ready for the grand finals, !Matcherino. !Matcherino in the chat. You can support this tournament. There are coupon codes available. There are some coupon codes available, so you can support this tournament for free if you wish, or with some of your own money, with some of your own donations. It is completely up to you. But if you want to support these players, then you can do so via Matcherino. Otherwise, here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the red Protoss player representing Team Liquid. It is Skilless. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player, the Korean Terran, living in the land of Japan, representing Hyper 1. It is Honmono. Imagine betting against the most honorable Terran. How could you? As here we go, Honmono going to be going for a double gas opener here. We have hidden the racks, but Skilless, he checks and he does confirm the rack's location. Very nicely done here by Skilless. Honmono was trying to fake out a proxy. Skilless doesn't buy it, does confirm the location. So a good scout here from our red Protoss player. Looking quickly, checking the scoreline as well. Fun fact, this entire tournament, Skillous has not dropped the map. He 2-0'd Snockstar, he 2-0'd Baby Marine, he 2-0'd Wayne. Skillous has been unstoppable here in this tournament. But what happens when the unstoppable force meets the Hog Mono? What happens, Papi? What happens when the unstoppable force meets the boys? Oh boy. As Homono is going to be getting into his factory behind this. Again, it was a double gas opener, which Skillous did confirm. Reaper does arrive, and we are hunting down that probe. The probe does head over towards the north, does avoid the Reaper. Very nice positioning here from Skillous, as Homono, he checks the linear third location and has yet to find the probe. But he will head towards the triangle third, and he does come across it. Probe has been found, and the probe is shut down. Skillous, as a result, doesn't know if there's an expansion. For all Skillous knows, it could be a one-base all-in. We know it isn't, but Skillous still in the dark. Is going to be moving out with his Adept, is going to be going for a Twilight Council opener behind this. Liquid skill as opposed to solid skill. Oh no. As opposed to gaseous skill? Are we... Aye, aye, aye. As the Adept does confirm, we just poked in, we did get eyes on the CC. Second Adept does arrive, and we shut down the Reaper. Skillous looking to delay that CC, and he will. He takes control of the low ground. Second Reaper gets forced back. Hellion gets forced back as well. Homono in a bit of trouble. And we do confirm that second Rax. Our boys are being pulled. These Adepts are getting out of control here. We shut down the Reapers. Skillous out-controlling Homono here. He shuts down every single unit. GG gets called, and with 2 Adepts, Skillous takes game number 1. GG. Now, I glossed over it, but a big reason for what just happened here. Now, because Homono was trying to be big brain, remember, Homono threw down his Rax behind the mineral line, over towards the right-hand side, which means the wall was not a wall. There was no wall on top of the ramp. Because of that, the Adepts, they got in. There was nothing to stop them. This is why typically we would have some Sim City going on, but there was no Sim City, there was no wall, and as a result, those Adepts, they got out of control. GG, well played. Again, things just very quickly escalating there in favor of Skillous, just because of the opener, because of not just the positioning of the first Rax, but the positioning of the factory as well. If you want to throw down the Rax, like, off to the side, that's fine. But then we throw down the factory as the wall, right? Like, we still need to wall off, and it just never did occur. And with that, Skillous takes the first game. GG. So hold on, we gotta calm down. we gotta go back to basics, Pap. We gotta go back to basics. We're gonna try to tighten things up here as we get ready for game number 2. Homono, just again, maybe his brain is getting a little bit too big. We gotta come down to earth, Pap. Calm down. As we load in to Hecate. Let's go. We need Oliveira moment for Homono. That would justify him coming back asleep. True, true. I mean, Homono, he's been up all night. It's been brutal. It's been a brutal tournament, but here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hecate, we have the blue Protoss player. Representing Team Liquid, leading the series 1-0. It is Skillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Terran, the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is Homono. This time, with our wall being set up, I imagine. Do imagine. Meanwhile, Skillous throwing down his gateway on the low ground. Okay. Now, this is a more popular build. Fun fact, so this has risen in popularity because of the eBay blocks. Now, with the wall already on the low ground, you already have vision of the would-be eBay block, and you're able to respond that much faster to it. The downside is that we are lacking the Reaper cliff wall, so we can, of course, see a Reaper dive into the main, but it's just a way to securely get your natural up and running. There's a bit of a give and take. Probe gets across the map, going to be tasing away at that SCV. Homeowner is going to be forced to pull back. Again, Skills just being a bit of a nuisance here, just disrupting the opener. Diva is going to get thrown down. And that will scare Skills away. Get out of here. What does Diva say? I haven't played Overwatch in a very long time. It's been years, Papi. It's been years. Oh my god. As Homeowner going to be throwing down his CC quite far away here. This is an odd one. So the probe, oh my god, the probe does force the CC off center, but because the CC is so far out of the way, it's going to take even longer to float over to location. So, an interesting choice here by Honmono. Meanwhile, Zelda's moving out, so the CC is that much closer to his opponent, so this Zealot is going to be able to get on top of this SCV. Honmono, he hasn't scouted, he's not aware of what's going on. Marine out of position, and this SCV is going to go down. Big delay on the command center. This is a rough start for Honmono. Behind this, getting into his 2-1 setup once again. Boys are being pulled, they have to be. Marine does race back. But it's a single Marine here against the Zealots. The boys, they have to be pulled to deal with this. Probe goes down. But the Adept, no shot. The Adept arrives, and here in the early game, this is becoming too much. Another SCV goes down. We have 3 Marines. We have 3 Marines forcing this back. But Skillus flexing his early game here. We have another Adept on the way. And Honmono is being punished so hard. So much lost mining time here. Marines, they're getting knocked down one after the other. Ay, ay, ay. There's 1 Marine left. 2 more on the way. And this is getting out of hand. This is becoming far too much. This is game-ending damage. Homeowner, he is down to 15 SCVs behind this. As the Marines, they get shut down one after the other. We still have more Adepts, and we're still rallying more Adepts across the map. Yeah, we know. GG gets called as Homeowner falling apart here, and Skillus takes a 2-0 lead. I was hoping for a back and forth. I was hoping for at least a game 4, but Homeowner, he can't even get up and running here. He's been stopped before he can really get going, both in game 1 and in game number 2. Again, this early game Adept harass is just becoming a bit too much for Honmono, and I'm sure it's not just that, but of course, you know, the sleep deprivation, right? It's like the decision making here as well, falling by the wayside a little bit, and Homeowner going to try to bring this back. He's up against the wall. 1 more loss, and Skillus wins. 1 more loss, and Skillus will be our champion here. I'm hoping we can at least get into 2-base saturation. That's what I'm hoping for, but we'll see. We shall see. As it is going to come down to potentially our final map, Alcyone. Alcyone is up next. Here we go. I'm so confused. What am I watching? Oh, you're watching like 6 a.m. Honmono. That's what you're watching. That's oh, God. Speaking of, it is almost 9 a.m. here in Australia. Almost 9 a.m. Fun fact, we've been casting since midnight. We've been casting since midnight at this point. Our next cast, for those that are curious, is going to be in 11 hours. In 11 hours' time, we're going to be live once again on this channel with ESL Open Cup Americas. We missed out on the ESL Open Cup Americas broadcast, and we missed out on it over the week, so we should be back and catching up in 11 hours. After ESL Open Cup Asia, sorry, ESL Open Cup Americas, we're going to be going over the Christmas Cup replays for the round of 8, and then after that, we're going to be going over the live cast of Christmas Cup semifinals and the finals as well. So back to back to back to back, 3 broadcasts in 11 hours. Let's go. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. So part of me is a little bit thankful that this might be a shorter series, so I can get some sleep. That'd be great. I say get some sleep. I have to edit some VODs. After this, I have to edit some VODs and get some work done. And then we'll be back to a full night of casting. Let's go. Let's go. And here we go, spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alcyone. We have our red Protoss player leading the series 2-0, 1 game away from becoming our very first Fresh Coffee Pot Cup of Glory #1 champion. Representing Team Liquid, it is Skillous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player representing Team Hyper 1. He needs to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. Give it up for Honmono. Two bases are for people to sleep. True, true. Colossi, you know, Papi, you know. Papi, where were you? Were you here earlier for Christiana versus Honmono? Mate, you'd like it. You'd like it, Papi. As I said, Light already adjusting to sleep schedule. That would be true if I didn't also cast KSL yesterday. Yeah. Less than, like, just over 24 hours ago. Because KSL is at an awful time for European viewers. So, I would agree with you, but I'm casting it every hour. We still covered KSL, Papi. We still covered it. You missed it, no! Watch the VODs, but it was, mate. You'd have a blast. Pun intended. You have a blast, Papi. You like it. Watch the VODs, Papi. Watch the VODs. Honmono versus Christiana. As here we go, Probe's going to be forced back. We do see Honmono going for for the first time, Economic Opener. Economic Opener out of Honmono, going for a Gate Expand with a single Gas Geyser. Marine going to be zoning back that Probe. Honmono. Is this how we come back? With standard play, it's at least a standard opener. But from here, we can still get into aggression. Honmono can still bring it back. Odd to me that Skillous has been the aggressor so far. I mean, when it comes, I mean, it's been quote unquote aggression. Like, it hasn't been committed play. Like, I don't want to like misjudge or kind of misconstrue Skillous here. Like, he's been getting into like standard openers. He's just been, you know, making like an extra adept. Like, he hasn't been going all in. He hasn't been committed. He's just been applying some light pressure. But because of Honmono, because of his openers, like, he's been just sustaining so much damage. We spoke about game 1, how he just didn't have a wall, so 2 adepts just wreaked havoc. In game number 2, because of the misplaced CC, he was that much more exposed. As a result, like, things got out of hand very quickly. It's been brutal. Behind this, we do have our Twilight Council opener from Skillous getting into Blink. Behind this, Honmono getting into a 3-1-1 setup. Oh! 3-1 setup here as he does wall off just in time. Bunker this time is done, by the way, and Honmono should be perfectly safe and sound this time. Getting some damage done here to the adepts. One Marine did go down, but we should be able to pull back. Misrepresent, that's what I was looking for. Misrepresent, yes, we do get into middle line. Marines out of position, SCVs are going down. We get one SCV, we get a Mule as well. Good damage done here by Skillous as he does shade away. Behind this, how many gateways? That is the question. We have 1 gateway in the main, 1 gateway at the natural, and 1 gateway on the way. It's going to be 3-gate Blink here out of Skillous. He could double down and go 4-gate Blink. He could just double down and be hyper aggressive. Regardless, 3-gate Blink is enough to contain our opponent and to apply a lot of pressure to Honmono. Stim is being prioritized. Very fast Stim here from our Terran player. So again, we're building up towards a pretty aggressive push here. We spoke about this before, but there is no starport. No starport whatsoever. Really early tank production. Honmono building up towards a 2-base push. Does catch the adepts, one of them at least. Oh, but once again, these Stalkers, they bully the army back. They shut down the Hellion, pushing forward. Behind this, we should be expanding, taking a 3rd base. But even with a 3rd, with 3-gate Blink Stalker, Skillous, he has a lot of Stalkers to work with. 3rd base has been thrown down, but Skillous, the aggression has not ended, and he can pick away at this army. There we go, Blinky on forward, gets an SCV, get a 2nd SCV as well. Delaying those gases, delaying the economy. Coming in from both angles, oh my god. Skillous overextending for a moment there. Does take some extra hits. Doesn't lose anything, but does sustain a lot of damage. And remember, Blink is done, so we can blink into the main. Like Skills, he can just avoid the army, go straight for the main base. No tank in the main either. Both tanks, oh, sorry, the one tank here at the natural. And we go for the dive. We take control of the production. Stim! Stim will barely finish just in time. Oh my god, that was close. A couple of seconds earlier, and Stim would have been denied, and that would have been disastrous. So you dive on top of the tank. Tank barely does survive. One shot away from going down. Homono does hold. He does barely hold on. But remember, Skillis isn't all in. He's taking a third base. He's going to be saturating his third. His Nexus. Getting it up and running. Going for a 5 gateway explosion here. Going up to 8 gates. Now this is pretty intense. Skillis, he's going for Swarm Toss. Basically, Mass Stalker, Mass Charge Lot. Swarm Toss out of Skillis. No Storm, no Colossi, no splash damage. This is designed to engage out on the map. This is going to be quite an army. Meanwhile, Skillis could be rotating over into the main, jumping a couple of Stalkers, picking up some SCVs. On Mono, once again, having a hard time defending. SCVs are going to be going down. As we're even going for a Dark Shrine. Anytime Dark Shrine. Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Skills to begin. Does overextend. Big pickup. Prism goes down. A good win there for Honmono, and he's going to be committing to his push. We spoke about it, but it is going to be a 2-base all-in. Boys are being pulled. And it's all or nothing here for Honmono. He's got 3 tanks with his army. Hasn't lost any so far. This push is going to be hitting with +1 and combat shields. Upgrades are lined up. And what do we have at home to defend? We have Mass Charge Load. That's the problem here. This build from Skillis is ideal when it comes to engaging this kind of army. Charge is done. We have Immortals to focus down the tanks. The scan misses part of the army. And here we go. We go for the surround. Zelts are caught up though. Bit of an awkward engagement there from Skillis, but he will focus down the tanks. Gets 1. Gets the second tank, and he will clean everything else up. The Zelts catch the reinforcements, and Honmono loses everything. 12 SCVs go down, and Skillis is happily mining on 3 bases, doesn't lose anything. Again, the power of rushing into charge this early on. Oh, congratulations! Congratulations, you are the champion. GG gets called, and Skillis will take the series 3-0, and he is our Fresh Copy Pot Cup of Glory #1 champion. GG. That tournament name is quite a mouthful. It's quite... For those that are curious, I mentioned this at the start of the broadcast. It's like, the Fresh Copy... What tournament? What did you say? This event is sponsored by a viewer. A viewer in Dave Tessa's chat called Fresh Coffee Pot. That's his ID in Twitch chat. He did donate 100 USD for this tournament, and as a result, got this tournament named after him. So he is Fresh Copy Pot, and Dave Tessa added the Cup of Glory towards the end there. So big shout out to Fresh Copy Pot for supplying the prize pool. Big shout out to everyone else who donated on Matcherino as well, boosting the prize pool. I think it's over 200 USD. So big shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for supporting. And congratulations here to... Congratulations to Skillis for taking the series here and for becoming our champion. He did not drop a single night. Oh, sorry, did not drop a single map. But yeah, did not drop a single map, and he is going to be our champion. Congratulations. Big shout out to Homeowner. Homeowner, he may have struggled here in the finals, but boy, did he have a show, or did he have such a showing here in the quarterfinals and the semis. Throughout the entire tournament, if you missed out, I recommend checking out the semis against Cristiano, the quarterfinals against Geralt, and even the round of 16 against Boxer. Really good games, really good matches, really entertaining series all around, and I recommend it. Check it out. Whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Twitch, VODs are available, and check them out because that was some wild stuff. I don't even know if I want to call it StarCraft. It was it was nonsense, man. It was crazy. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And yeah, with that, thank you so much. We are done here for the morning. I was tempted to go into some viewer replays. We have a couple of viewer replays that have been banking up and building up, but I'll cast it another day. It's too much, Pappy. It's too much. I should be getting some rest. So yeah, we're gonna be getting some rest. If you want some more StarCraft, if you are still unsatiated, or if you want to drop by tomorrow, then we have 3 broadcasts back to back to back. Gonna be tomorrow. Let me just quickly double check. And ooh, we do have to create the events. Hold on. But yeah, in 11 hours time, we're going to be live here on the CranKy Ducklings, and we're going to be casting the ESL Open Cup America's 210 tournament. It is a tournament that did take place during the week, but we were busy. We missed out on casting it live, so we will be casting the replays in 11 hours. After that, we're going to be going over the replays of the Christmas Cup Round of 8. That was an event that actually took place at the same time as OSC King of the Hill, so I couldn't cast both at the same time. We focused on OSC King of the Hill. We missed out on the Christmas Cup Round of 8. So to catch up with that event, we're going to be going over the replays right after ESL Open Cup Americas. Then after that, we're going to be casting live the Round of 4 and the finals of Christmas Cup. So we got you covered there tomorrow. 3 broadcasts back to back to back. So we'll see you guys in 11 hours. I'm going to be getting some rest, going to be getting some sleep, getting some food as well, and yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Again, plenty of StarCraft here on the CranKy Ducklings. If maybe you haven't tuned in before, we are live on a daily basis, and just like today, just like tomorrow, just like yesterday, we're typically live multiple times a day. We a lot of casting. Proud to say that, you know, we may not have the viewers, but we are consistently the channel that brings you the most StarCraft, or the most casting, the most content out of all the other community casters out there. We put in the hours, Papi. We at least put in the hours. We have that going for us. And yeah, we've been casting for a couple of years now. Been casting full-time ever since 2020. And we started casting back in like 2017. So it's been a long time coming, and we do appreciate the support. We do appreciate the support. And yeah, hopefully, I mean, we've been casting for many years at this point. Hopefully, many more as well. Hopefully. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Stick around. We're going to be giving another streamer a raid. Not too sure who, but we'll find someone. We'll find someone to raid here. So give them some love. Give them some support. Give them a chance. As we do pay out those predictions. I won't forget. Don't worry. Don't worry. I won't forget. So yeah, do appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more StarCraft, as always. Until then, hasta luego. Bye. Hasta luego, papi. Hasta luego.